Wow. We weren't going to go live for 10 minutes here for the 2025 NFL trade deadline, but bombs are dropping. What's going on, football fans? You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports. I am Tyler Smith, joined by my co-host here, Trace Moustakis, and we are here to bring you live NFL trade deadline coverage here on Tuesday in 2025. And, I mean, absolutely insane news just came through here as Sauce Gardner, all-pro cornerback for the New York Jets, traded to the Indianapolis Colts. Indy going all in here, acquiring one of the league's best corners. Moose, what was your instant reaction to this? This is insane.
First things first, thanks for having me on the stream. I'm excited to do this entire trade deadline with you, Smitty. We haven't worked enough together.
Yeah,
it feels like it's time to actually get Moose and Smitty together to talk football.
First duos match here.
Without a doubt. But going back to your original point, holy crap, man. Sauce Gardner was the last candidate I would have thought that could have been moved to any team considering just this offseason. He signs that massive contract extension to make him the highest paid corner, not only in the NFL, but also in NFL history. And now the Colts have sent 2 first-round picks in the 2026 draft. Well, not in the 2026, one in 2026, and I'm assuming one for a later date. But 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner, who notably has had kind of a down year this year.
Yep.
It's just insane. It clearly shows to me the Colts are all in on this season. They think they can win the Super Bowl.
They absolutely do think they can win the Super Bowl. And we didn't even talk about what they sent away. I mean, the real, shock reaction here comes with Sauce Gardner heading to Indianapolis, but Indy does give up 2 first-round picks here to the Jets. And, I mean, we didn't expect Sauce Gardner to be dealt today, but when an offer like that comes through the phone, I feel like the Jets had to go out there and take it. Like, that's
2
great.
First-round picks, Smitty.
They have a lot of holes in that roster. It looks like one of the worst football teams I've ever seen assembled, so they need as much ammunition as they can get. They get 2 first from Indy here, who I believe, honestly, has no guarantee to be a true AFC contender for the next couple of seasons. I mean, the NFL is so year to year. It's week to week in this league, and they have Daniel Jones quarterback in this thing. I know they believe in him. He's played solid so far this season, but no guarantee that this team's at the top of the AFC the next 2 years. These could be some priority picks for the New York Jets.
I got to admit that the Colts were one of those teams I was super low on when the season started, and now looking at what they've assembled, Jonathan Taylor having an MVP-type season, Daniel Jones a resurgence of his career. He's looking like the new Geno Smith after Geno, completely comes back and then kind of figures his career with the Seattle Seahawks. But I'm looking at this right now and I say the Colts are clearly loading up and letting the NFL know, putting them on notice and saying, we are here to stay for a long time.
And they understand, too, that not only do they have Daniel Jones playing at a high level, but they still have Daniel Jones a quarterback. So what are you going to do around him? Just surround him with just blue chip talent.
Without a doubt.
Obviously, Jonathan Taylor looking like an MVP candidate. He's been one of the best backs in the league since he's entered it. And now you bring in Sauce Gardner here to solidify that defense. They brought in Charvarius Ward over the offseason as well. I know he got banged up earlier this season. I think he's back out there now. But this Colts team looks like one of the best in the NFL. They've been ranked super high metrics-wise, both on offense and on defense, and now they just shore up that secondary just some more. Shout out to everybody who's joining us here. Cool.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Shout out to everybody who's joined us in the chat right now. If you want your team to make a move, shout your team out down in the chat as we get involved here. About a couple hours away, 3 hours away or so from the 2025 NFL trade deadline. It's going to be fun. Shout out your favorite NFL team. And we'll get some shout-outs here as the guys file in. We're all live on NFL Daily here on the main Chat Sports channel, but we're going to be live on the Bills Breakdown, the Broncos Breakdown, and Falcons Today as well.
Yeah, so for everybody who's watching currently that is a Falcons fan or a Broncos fan, welcome in, as well as a Bills fan. We will be live on all 3 of those channels here in just a second. But if you do want a shout-out, if you want to see your favorite team be talked about, we'll talk about some deals that we've got coming up here on the show today. It's already pandemonium so far in the 2025 NFL trade deadline. Smitty, go ahead and start giving those shout-outs, my friend.
Absolutely. We got to give a big-time shout-out to my guy, Dominic Martinez, coming in with our first super chat of the afternoon as well. And you know what? I think we should talk about his team first, because not only did Sauce Gardner and get traded to the Colts right there, but we went live because another big-time trade came through as well, and Dominic Martinez is shouting his team out. The Seattle Seahawks went out there and traded for Rasheed Shaheed. I mean, Look,
Heartbreak.
Myself, the host of the Bills Breakdown here at Chat Sports, I pegged Rasheed Shaheed as their top trade target. The prediction that I was making is that Buffalo will go get a field stretcher like Shaheed, but, I mean, clearly Seattle on the NFC side of things loading up and thinking they can make a run to the Super Bowl as well here. I think Shaheed's an underrated player. He's been playing with really subpar quarterback play in New Orleans so far throughout his entire career. So now he goes out there and is going to play with one of the best quarterbacks, at least right now, in Sam Darnold.
Well, you absolutely hit the nail on the head. I think everybody was thinking that Shaheed could be moved to one of the three teams that were linked all pre-trade deadline. The Bills, the Steelers, the Broncos, all making calls for wide receivers. And with Sean Payton as the Broncos host, I can tell you he has that unbelievable relationship with Mickey Loomis. So you're thinking to yourself, hey, could the Broncos, who have already done a deal with the Saints earlier this offseason for the Devon Vele trade, could they go back out, place that fourth-round pick that they got in the Vele trade and just get Rasheed Shaheed basically straight up for Devon Vele? Clearly, it didn't happen. I'm as shocked as you are, Smitty. I cannot believe that this is the team that ends up getting Rasheed Shaheed. But the Seattle Seahawks clearly believe in Sam Darnold. They clearly believe in JSN, who is having an unbelievable season. And they believe in that defense led by Mike McDonald. They also think that they have a shot to represent the NFC heading into the next Super Bowl. So, Rasheed Shaheed, welcome to the Seattle Seahawks, my friend. You join a very talented group of football players.
Now, you say surprising, but is it that surprising when he actually reunites with former offense coordinator Clint Kubiak now, who's running the show?
Maybe not as surprising to join the Seahawks, but the fact that the three teams that were linked into making aggressive calls for wide receivers don't end up getting Rasheed Shaheed. He's been a name we've thrown out on the Broncos Breakdown multiple times.
100% here. We are going to get into full trade deadline coverage here coming up in just a few seconds. Not sure exactly what the full trade package is coming back to New Orleans on Shaheed is. We had speculated. I think the asking price rumored was a third-round pick. But we'll see if Seattle ended up meeting that asking price because we know Broncos, Bills, Steelers were all making calls on Shaheed. So we'll break more of this down around the corner in just a little bit. We're going to get a little quick intro here. We're going to go live on all of our other channels as well simultaneously, and we're going to be back for more NFL trade deadline coverage. What's going on, football fans? You're watching NFL Daily, the Bills Breakdown, Broncos Breakdown, and Falcons Today by Chat Sports as we bring you live 2025 NFL trade deadline coverage. Live everywhere now, and we are good to go here with less than 3 hours to go until the 4 p.m. Eastern deadline. A bunch of moves have already came through here, and there have been some absolute blockbusters. We just detailed Sauce Gardner getting traded to the Indianapolis Colts. Indy going all in here as they are atop the AFC standings at this point, and a 2026 and 2027 first-round pick going back to the New York Jets. Absolutely bombshell move coming in here 3 hours before the deadline.
I cannot believe it, as we stated when we started. Sauce Gardner was at the very bottom of my list for any player that could have gotten moved, specifically for a 2026 and a 2027 first-round pick. It's just absolute insanity, pandemonium. But the Colts, clearly now, Broncos fans know this better than anybody. They clearly believe they have a shot to win the AFC now, loading up on another cornerback and another huge-time player for that defense, which is probably their worst part of their entire team right now, their offense being as good as it is. They're also getting Adonai Mitchell in the trade. That's unbelievable.
So A.D. Mitchell, who clearly we think needed a change of scenery here. He had that fumble, didn't drop the ball before the end zone a couple of weeks ago, and just hasn't really been able to find a rhythm or a groove so far in his NFL career in Indy. And you know what? The Jets go out there and get a guy who's strong at the catch point, tall, physical receiver. And I think that's good for him to go out there and just get a change of scenery. Like, it clearly wasn't working in Indy. So nice for the Jets to kind of recoup some talent on the back end there.
Without a doubt. And Smitty, going back to what we were just talking about with Sauce Gardner and the Jets. Now, like I said, Broncos fans know this better than anybody. The Broncos took on the Indianapolis Colts in week 2. And if not for a leveraging penalty, Broncos had an opportunity to win that football game. Now, They are at the very, very top of the AFC alongside the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts. Not a three-way tie because you can't really have a tie, but all three teams sitting at 7-2. So I do expect now the Denver Broncos to see this move and say, hey, the Colts are loading up. We now have to make a splash move. A lot of people speculating, including our very own Ricky Scoops, the People's Insider, that Jaylen Waddle might be coming to Mile High. I need the Penguin in the Mile High end zone.
How insane would that be?
Oh, it'd be incredible. I would absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. But I see a bunch of Broncos fans getting in the chat also below and saying, is Shaheed still available? If you are just joining us, no. Rasheed Shaheed was moved, traded to the Seattle Seahawks. We're still waiting on the full details. As Smitty mentioned earlier, the full asking price was speculated to be a third-round pick. Now we're not entirely sure what it's going to be, but we do know that he is going to be a Seattle Seahawk.
Given that the player in Rasheed Shaheed was shopped and also kind of targeted by a bunch of teams out there looking for receiver help, we really don't know what this return could be. I speculated that, obviously the rumor was a third, but I would be more inclined to give out a package of like a fourth and a seventh round pick, something like the Denver Broncos gave to the New Orleans Saints, or got from the New Orleans Saints for Vele there.
Sure.
So that was my speculation on what the return would be. We'll see if Seattle ended up exceeding what the other three teams were calling about Shaheed, but there's some other players at the wide receiver position that are also being dealt. We saw Jakobi Meyers already be traded as well.
Yeah, Jakobi Meyers. So Broncos fans, you will be playing the Las Vegas Raiders, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a second. But first, Smitty's going to tell us about our sponsor of today's live stream, Omaha Steaks.
Look, guys, every time I'm hitting a game this fall, I'm getting there a little early for a tailgate, and I'm not arriving without some Omaha Steaks, the official sponsor of tailgating. From legendary burgers to mouth-watering steaks, deli-style franks, and so much more, you'll elevate your next game day get-together with America's original butcher. Went to an Ole Miss game this fall. I brought Omaha Steaks to the Grove, and everyone is anointing me king of the tailgate because of how easy yet delicious it was. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. Grass-fed, grain-finished beef has more marbling for exceptional flavor and is the choice for steakhouses and professional chefs around the world. Make game day delicious with the official sponsor of tailgating. Visit omahasteaks.com and get $35 off with promo code NFLDaily at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com and promo code NFLDaily at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That link is going to the chat right now of tonight's live stream across all the channels that we're live for.
Absolutely. And Smitty, one thing I'll say about Omaha Steaks, they make a great gift. I receive Omaha Steaks every single birthday from my Aunt Megan. It's like clockwork. Every single birthday, I will get a nice little package in the mail from some delicious Omaha Steaks. So I can't wait when I turn 30. Maybe there's a specialty steak in there for old Moosey.
I'm going to have to start getting one of the aunts and uncles on that deal there. I'm going to be looking forward to Omaha Steaks every time I get my birthday rolling around.
Real quick, if you're excited for the NFL trade deadline to start, type those me's down in the comment section below. I am live right now on the Broncos Breakdown as well as Falcons Today, my two favorite teams in the NFL with the best fan bases in the entire world. So if you're watching Falcons Today, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up icon. If you're watching the Broncos Breakdown, hit that thumbs up icon and type those me's. I'm going to start giving some shout outs, but I also know we're live on the Bills Breakdown.
Yeah, Trace Moustakas talking a big game over there, saying that the Broncos fans and the Falcons fans are the best in the league. Well, Bills Mafia, who's watching me in the Bills Breakdown, let me know that you're here with me right now. Let me know that you are a part of the best fan base in the league. Get those me's in my chat right now. If you're ready for the trade deadline, I know Brandin Bean is probably sitting on his hands right now. He sees Rasheed Shaheed go off the board. He's got to make a move here if they want to make a Super Bowl run. Let me know that you're ready for it by typing those me's in the chat.
Give us some shout-outs right here on Broncos. I got King of Drums, Caleb Jackson, Pops Plays. What up, Pops? Carmen saying me. David saying me. Jordan Mueller saying me. Eli Garcia, Chase Kennedy, Dr. Checkmate. Good to see you, brother. David Kilgore again. And I'm going to go over to Falcons real quick. The Bright Wolf, Khalil, J5 Productions, Cyber 300. What's going on? I know Stephen W's my man. Anthony's in there as well. Pro Street, Stephen W. We've got a ton of different fans that are in there right now. We've also got some crazy deals for you today. We're going to answer some super chats here. If you want us to talk about your specific team, all you've got to do is send in a $5 super chat. We're also running a really cool deal for a jersey of your choice. That's $10 for an entry for whatever team you want. That's on every single channel we're live on. NFL Daily, our main channel. We're also doing it on Bills. We're doing it on Falcons. And we are doing it on Broncos.
You hear that, Bills Mafia? We're giving away a jersey on today's show. All you got to do is send in a $10 super chat.
Only one. Yes, correct.
Only one jersey be given away. So, hey, there's going to be a lot of entries. If you want to get involved, send in a $10 super chat. But, hey, who's coming in with some me's down in my Bills chat? Wait, what is this? $50 bills. $50 bills in the building right now.
That's a cool name.
I wasn't sure if it was 50 or filthy. What was that, Jack? Ooh, trade compensation for Shaheed there. And it was a little bit more than I ended up expecting. I got Stephen Bryant in the building, Wump Donkey, Kid Lady in the building, Diana Robb, what's going on? James Soggs, what's up, my boy? How's everybody doing? Good to see all the real ones in the building. JME Bills Mafia as well, ready for the trade deadline. If you're ready for the trade deadline, get those me's in the chat. Hit that thumbs up icon, like today's stream, and share it with the Bills friend who's looking for more trade deadline coverage here, as we have some compensation for Rasheed Shaheed going to Seattle.
Oh, my Lord. A little 2026 fourth-round pick and a 2026 fifth. So it does kind of equal out to a third, Smitty.
Yeah.
We didn't expect that there was going to be multiple picks involved in this, but seeing as they probably wanted a third, a fourth, and a fifth kind of makes up for that lack of the three. I don't hate the trade at all. I think the Seahawks went out there and spent the right amount of draft capital to go out and get a true burner down the field. When it comes to Rasheed Shaheed, he's not going to be the deepest route runner. He's not going to be a possessions wide receiver. What he is going to do on his very best days, he's going to get you 5 receptions, 125 yards, and maybe a couple of touchdowns. He finds the end zone. He's a big-time playmaker, and he is just one of those guys that stretches the field nonstop.
And what he also does for Seattle, and we've seen John Schneider make moves like this in the past that has resulted in Super Bowl victory, is go out there and trade for a guy who can not only be effective as a downfield in the passing game and it being a field stretcher, but also elevating your special teams game as well. They have Torrey Horton back there who already took back a kick return for a touchdown this season, and he's great. But Rasheed Shaheed is a special teams demon. He's been an all-pro at the punt returner spot as well. So Seattle here sending away a fourth and a fifth for a guy who can affect the game on multiple levels. And not only does he do that, but when he stretches the field, it opens up so much for Jackson Smith and Jigba underneath those deep routes. And that's going to make the Seahawks offense even more lethal.
Going to answer some super chats here that were coming in on our NFL Daily. These are from main channel. All right, sounds good. Dominic Martinez, Seahawks got Shaheed. Go Hawks. We talked a little bit about Rasheed Shaheed just now and when we started. Coming in from Jameer, I can't really see.
Jameer CP, what's up, bro?
Okay, got it. There's a little bit of a glare right there on my television. But Jameer, what's up? He says, I'm trying not to switch from NFL teams, Jets Nation. I can't hold on much longer. Obviously, Sauce gone. It's crazy.
And there is something to be said about keeping really good football players on your team. But at the end of the day, the Jets are in disarray. Is there really a light at the end of the tunnel by the time Sauce Gardner's contract that he just signed was going to be up? I guess from the front office's point of view, probably not. So you go out there and you get a couple first-round picks. And they're first-round picks that are not guaranteed to be near pick 32.
No.
Yes, the Colts are going to be in probably the mid-20s to high 20s this year, but next season, we have no idea what Daniel Jones is going to look like in year 2 in Indianapolis. Yes, things look good right now. It looks like a really well-oiled machine, but injuries happen. This league is week to week, year to year. That could be a really good pick for the Jets in 2027.
Without a doubt, and I still am trying to wrap my head around 2 firsts for a cornerback. They must really think that Sauce Gardner is kind of under the effect of what the Jets are right now, which is one of the worst teams in the NFL. And I apologize to Jameer here, who is a huge Jets fan. But the truth is the Jets are not a very good football team. We expected them to sell, but not Sauce Gardner and not to get 2 first-round picks for him. So clearly both sides getting some good compensation. You get a really good lockdown corner, but also for the Jets side, 2 first-round picks. This one coming in from Dominic Martinez, another $5 super. I just want to talk more about the Seahawks. I need Trey or Max. Stay tuned. Go Hawks. Trey Hendrickson to the Seahawks.
Or Max Crosby.
Oh, my God. It would let you automatically go from a really, really solid and maybe an NFC championship contender to now we're talking Super Bowl.
I mean, yeah. First of all, this would be an embarrassment of riches for Seattle here. They already have one of the most ferocious front sevens in the NFL.
Yes.
They actually are trying to offload some of the depth that they have in that area. Boye Mafe is a trade candidate coming from Seattle here, and maybe that means that they're trying to go out and acquire a true blue chipper on that defensive line. But I mean, they have looked so good in that area so far this season. I do think that Seattle's probably just going to keep it with this Rasheed Shaheed acquisition here, as they already dealt away a 4th and a 5th. I mean, how much more capital can you really afford to give away?
Without a doubt. Could not agree more with you. Coming in from Turnifer. This is from Falcons.
Hey.
Awesome. Hey, Falcons Today fan. Ebikadi for a third, or use that third for Mooney and Waddle. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. You're not getting Jaylen Waddle. However, we have talked a lot about on Falcons Today about moving Arnold Ebikadi with the surplus now of pass rushers that the Falcons have. Jalen Walker, James Pierce Jr. We've seen Brandin Dorless and LaCale London really start to eat a little bit. Caden Ellis, we're not even mentioning. And when Divine Diablo comes back from IR, he's another player that can get after the quarterback. So they have a surplus of different pass rush options that they can use. And the great thing about it is that Jeff Ulbrich is maximizing all of these players. So Arnold Ebikadi, keep an eye out. The Chicago Bears are definitely a team to watch. They need pass rush help. Grady Jarrett, obviously already in Chicago, former Falcon. So you could see Arnold Ebikadi get moved to the Chicago Bears at some point today.
Buffalo Bills also looking for some potential edge help here after they had Michael Hoyt go down. They have an injury to Ed Oliver at the defensive tackle spot. So it's going to be interesting to see where Buffalo goes today. Rasheed Shaheed coming off the board there. Logan Wilson, a name that people were potentially speculating that Buffalo could go after. He goes off the board to Dallas here for a 7th-round pick. Interesting trade that came through early this morning.
Without a doubt. And I was looking at this and I kind of said, Logan Wilson, good fit on a Cowboys defense that is struggling for all kinds of help, right? They need secondary help. They need middle of the field help. They need defensive line help. But I didn't think that a 7th-round pick was going to be the compensation for that. It kind of felt like they were just, the Bengals are just giving up. That's kind of what it feels like, does it not?
It does kind of feel that way. And it's also kind of an unfortunate circumstance with Logan Wilson had requested a trade.
Yeah.
So, how much are you really going to get for him once that's out there? Unfortunate, because I think he's actually a really good player. That Bengals defense, it's honestly weird how bad it is, because I actually think there's some legit talent at the 2nd and 3rd levels there. You got Trey Hendrickson on the D-line.
Sure.
Cam Taylor-Britt is a pretty solid corner there. Logan Wilson's a good off-ball backer, and they just can't put it together as a unit here. He gets a new look in Dallas, and we'll see if that helps the Dallas defense, which is porous as well.
Without a doubt. And then that next trade coming in, Broncos fans know this better than anybody. Jakobi Meyers, who you were going to play on Thursday Night Football, now getting moved to the Jacksonville Jaguars. We have heard a lot of rumblings that Jakobi Meyers was going to be one of the highest sought-after wide receivers, and clearly the Raiders deciding to move off of the Jakobi Meyers sweepstakes. They get a 4th and a 6th in this year's upcoming draft. And the Jaguars, with Travis Hunter now on short-term IR, get another pass catcher to help them out in the short-term area.
And you had to think that Jacksonville was going to go after this. By the way, they just hired a super young first-year general manager. So this is the type of move that guy goes out there and makes when the team is 5-3. And that AFC South, I mean, yeah, the Colts are a couple of games ahead, but you never know. They could slip at some point, and Jacksonville's defense is playing at a high level. You want to get more weapons around Trevor Lawrence here with Hunter going down. He was kind of just hitting his stride the last few weeks, and they go out there and get Jakobi Meyers, a good, solid boundary route runner.
Without a doubt. 8.5 trades today, more or less. How many are we at right now, Jack?
4? What's the 4th?
4 today.
This morning.
4 today so far.
Dallas, Shaheed, Jakobi, yep.
4.
So,
okay, so we got 4 already today.
And I'll tell you what, I don't know if it's normally like this, but I feel like those are all 4 pretty notable marquee names here. Like,
yes, without a doubt. And
yeah.
Look, a lot of people were speculating, and Diana Rossini came out with this and said there's not going to be a ton of movement. Well, I think we've already seen today that teams may not have been so forthcoming about that, and maybe have been keeping their cards a little bit closer to their chest, because 4 trades already today, and we have 2.5 hours, a little bit more than that, before everything has to be finalized.
There's absolutely more moves that are going to be on the horizon here, and of course, Diana Rossini says there's going to be no movement. Yeah, of course, it's all the movement.
All right, I know, Jack, we've got some super chats on Broncos that we should hit real quick, but we're going to start with SG Street, Sergeant Street. If the Broncos trade for Waddle, would he be active for Thursday? I would love to think so, but I would really be targeting that Chiefs game that next week as the start date for Jaylen Waddle, because let's be completely honest, you don't need Waddle to go out and beat the Las Vegas Raiders, but against the Kansas City Chiefs, a team that we are all going to be watching that game if you join the Broncos breakdown, that definitely has Jaylen Waddle written all over it if that is the case. A $20 super chat from my guy, Coach Chris. What's up, guys? Miss me, Moose. Been following you on X while I was out of the country. Let's go Broncos, make a splash. Damn, I love this team. The Broncos right now, obviously playing like one of the best teams in the NFL. Fourth quarter, Bo. That's also a bean boozled for me. That is correct.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to hit that in just a second after I get to my next $10 super chat from my guy, David Kilgore. Why is it Denver looking at a quarterback since Surtain is out? With the drafting of Jahdae Barron, the play of Chris Abrams drain, and obviously sliding Jaquan McMillan into that nickel corner spot, and Riley Moss already doing a pretty solid job. It's not great. It hasn't been perfect, but you have seen the depth of rotational corners there for the Denver Broncos. Right now, it doesn't seem like they necessarily need Pat Surtain. They held Davis Mills and C.J. Stroud to 15 points in Houston. So I really don't think going out and getting a cornerback is on George Payton or Sean Payton's radar, but getting another tight end, maybe another wide receiver, that's clearly something that we have seen a lot of reports indicate the Broncos are aggressive in making those calls.
Very, very cool here. Buffalo Bills fans. We've been talking a lot of Broncos. We've been talking a lot of Falcons. We've been talking a lot of teams who've already made moves today, but your Buffalo Bills have not just yet. If you want to talk about the team up in the 716, send in a super chat. Unfortunately, can't get to everybody's chat message here. We got 4 live streams that we're on. I got a bunch of people on our main chat sports channel as well. So if you guys want to talk about other teams that are not the ones that myself and Trace Mustakas here cover, send in a super chat, $5. We'll talk about your team. Every $10 super chat that you send in on whatever live stream that you're coming from, you will get entered into a raffle to win an NFL jersey of your choice. We'll be doing that raffle at the end of today's stream, which will come in a little over 3 hours after the trade deadline and all the deals are wrapped up. And then you see Moose going to get going here with a bean boozled for every $20 super chat.
This is either, I'm going to say it's either, if I could just, it's either peach or it's barf.
Oh, well, that's
it's one of the two. It's peach or it's barf. Let's take a look.
Well, it's either good or it's bad. And what do we got?
It's peach.
Oh!
Hey!
That's a lucky son of a gun.
It's a lucky son of a gun, indeed. I was going to say if it was barf, you might see some barf, actual barf here on the live stream. But I'm going to finish chewing this, Smitty. It's taken a while for this to get down the gullet.
Absolutely. That's all right. We got our first super chat coming in on the Bills breakdown. It's my guy, Vince. What up, Vince? Let's go, let's go. If you want to talk about your team on today's show, whatever stream you're on, send in a super chat, $sign next to the chat box here as we get to my guy, Vincent K. Ladder. And a trade does just come in as well.
What's the trade?
It's a Bears trade.
The Bears making it.
Joe Tryon. Who you take this. I think you're familiar as a Chicago native.
So the Chicago Bears, clearly after losing Dio Adingbo, he's going to have season-ending surgery. He's done for the entire year. The Bears were clearly out there trying to make sure that they got some edge help. And Joe Tryon Shayinka, I think is how you say this. I'm not super familiar with. Yeah, exactly. So look, giving up a 6th-round pick for a player that, again, I'm not going to pretend that I know too much about this guy. I know that the Cleveland Browns have a very good defense, but it's all dependent on now how does this fit the Dennis Allen scheme in Chicago. They clearly have offense figured out.
Yep.
Ben Johnson has completely turned around the culture, the losing culture in Chicago. Now they really need to shore up the defense because giving up 42 points to the Cincinnati Bengals, a game in which could have gone either way. It's clear that the Bears have some problems right now on the defensive side of the ball, which is what we're not used to saying. However, getting an edge defender here should help Montez Sweat and company there in Chicago.
Yeah, they're in a situation where they just can't allow the gashes that they continue to allow defensively. And, it's not necessarily the most impact name that we're going to see dealt today, but the Bills get some more, the Bears getting some more depth there along the defensive line, which was pretty clearly needed.
Yeah, salary cap space here, $7.49 million, so roughly $7.5 million. They're not giving up too much, like I said, in the sixth. But the NFC North right now seems to be wide open. Both the Packers, Lions, and Bears, all three of those teams have 5 wins. And that's not even to mention the Minnesota Vikings, who currently sit at 4-4. So there's a lot of room for one team to take complete control of the NFC North, and the Bears clearly believe that by adding an edge rusher, they take that next step into reclaiming the North, as Ryan Poles once said.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you guys want to see more trades go down today, so many moves have happened already. You've already had a handful, a full 5 trades go down on deadline day. Hit that thumbs up icon, like today's video. If you want to see your team make a trade, if you want to see the NFL just get real chaotic on this trade deadline day. If Bills fans like the Bills breakdown stream, if you want Brandin Bean to get off his ass and make a phone call and go make a deal before the 4 p.m. deadline.
We are currently, hello everybody, producer Jack here. We have 1,000 people watching on our main channel right now, which is awesome. Thank you to everyone that's watching.
Yep.
Only 126 likes.
Ooh!
Can we get to like 250 right now?
I was going to say to you, I know Broncos country is rocking with us right now. 725 people right now on the Broncos breakdown tuned in to see what kind of move is going to be made, and only 132 likes. That can't be the case. We need to get up to at least 200 right now. And Falcons fans, same with you. I know y'all want to show up. You want to see some moves from Terry Fontenot today. So do me a favor with the 350 people watching on the Falcons today's stream, hit that thumbs up icon. Let's get to 150.
You know, Moose, whenever I walk into a soiree and I'm looking for some honeys and whatnot, you know, the number one thing that I hate to see is a bad ratio. So, Bills Mafia, hook it up for me. And with the 263 people watching, we got to get more than 63 likes. Try to get to 100 real quick. We need 33 more. Come on. Hit that thumbs up icon. Like today's stream if you want Brandin Bean to make a trade. As my guy, Vince came in with a $10 super chat. We'll hit those right now from the Bills breakdown stream. We could
rapid, quick.
Yeah,
that's my bad.
For sure.
That's all you, Smitty.
Vincent Clatter. What's going on, my guy? 85 with $10 super chat. Thank you. You are getting entered into our jersey raffle that we'll do at the end of the deadline. He said, it wouldn't bother me if the Bills made a trade or not. I feel we have enough on the roster to get the job done and win a Super Bowl. Let's effing go. Go Bills. Hashtag Bills Mafia. Shout out to you, Vince. I don't know if I am 100% in agreement on that one. Buffalo not only has struggles at the wide receiver position, they have some of the worst separation stats in the NFL. It has made just the passing game a lot more difficult for Josh Allen. And that's not to say that he can't overcome it, but why do we have to ask him to overcome, lack of production from his receivers week after week? He got Dalton Kincaid back this week against Kansas City, and clearly you see that he's the best separator on this team. On the boundary, you're not getting that type of action. So they have to go out there and get some type of weapon for Josh Allen in this offense. And if they don't, and they think they're content on offense, then how about we look to the defense and the injury-riddled defensive line there. Ed Oliver going down on pretty much long-term IR here. It's speculated that he could come back late in the postseason run, but there's nothing guaranteed there. And then Michael Hoyt just tore his Achilles over the weekend. So clearly some of the most impact players along that Bills D-line are injured at this point, and they could be looking at that a position group that they have put in a lot of effort and a lot of priority into over the years, and go out there and get a D lineman here. Well, so I would go out there and make a deal if I'm Brandin Bean.
Well, Smitty, I was just going to say, as two hosts of channels that are really strong contenders right now in the AFC, it's going to be very interesting for fans of the Bills breakdown and the Broncos breakdown. We're going to be keeping an eye on these two teams specifically, because now that we've seen the Colts go out and make that move, the Patriots have been very active in making moves as well. You would think that both George Paton, the general manager for the Denver Broncos, and Brandin Bean are looking at that saying, we got to do something.
And my thing is, Brandin Bean's no stranger to making deadline deals. He's traded for Amari Cooper last year. It didn't work out all the way, but you still went out there and made the move. You traded for Rasul Douglas the year before that. That was an upgrade at the cornerback spot. So I don't understand why we're still sitting on our hands here 2.5 hours before the deadline.
Broncos, Doctor, checkmate. Happy anniversary to you, my friend. I appreciate that. Waddle for a third and Sherfield. I don't think that's going to happen. I think you have to at least attach 1 second-round pick to get Jaylen Waddle. There have been a lot of different sources out there that have been confirming that maybe it will cost as much as a first. I don't see that, and that's just me speculating because I don't think there's too many wide receivers that could garner a first-round pick. There's a handful of them in the NFL, but looking at it, I don't think so. All right, coming in from Corey Weist. Falcons and Bronco fan. Explain to the fans how it's possible to be a fan of two teams that you grew up and loved. Look, you don't have to have one specific allegiance to one team for the entirety of your life.
I think it's a misconception.
It is. And also, I'm a huge fan of players as well. So when my favorite players that I watched growing up go to a specific team, I become a fan of that team.
And not to say you're that team fan, but you are a fan of that team. You root for them on a weekly basis. Course. You're looking for that guy to be successful. So
I'll give you a perfect example. When I loved Julio Jones growing up. When he was at Alabama, I was a huge fan. When he got drafted by the Falcons, I was like, I like the Falcons now because I loved Julio Jones.
Boom. Josh Allen, same deal for me.
There you go.
He was coming up out of the draft. That was a big part of my take listener way back when, OGAWL, and they were big in the draftjoshallen.com way back in the day. He ends up going to Buffalo and just kind of taking over. I also end up going out to school out near Buffalo, so just fully entrenched in that culture out there. No problem having two teams if you do.
Christian Plackmill, is this from Broncos as well? Okay, still from Broncos. After the Patriot game, what's your view on Raheem and Zach? I'm going to guess this is from Falcons then. Yeah, this is Falcons. Every single Falcons fan that's watching right now knows where I stand on Raheem Morris. It's time to get him out of the building. I cannot stand watching this team continue to make mistakes after mistakes, especially now that you've gotten rid of Parker Romo. You've released him. Now you go out and you sign Zane Gonzalez. This team is a kicker, a head coach, and an offensive coordinator away from being a really legitimate contender for the NFC South. It's time to get rid of him. Terry Fontenot, make the call. You know where I stand. Fire Raheem. Fire Zach. It's just where I stand. Charles, with Zach and Raheem still at the helm, would a trade really help out the Birds at all? Not really. You only have 5 picks right now as the Atlanta Falcons. No first-round pick. Obviously, the James Pierce Jr. trade to the Los Angeles Rams hurt you. So now you're looking at 5 picks with your first pick coming in the second round. I would trade Arnold Ebiketie. I would get rid of him. I would get a third-round pick for him, and I would start to build up for next year. But remember, fire Raheem and Zach. That's how you start the rebuild. Not the rebuild, but the pivoting.
See you. What's up? Next week, coming in from our main chat sports channel. Who do you want to talk about here is my guy, Robert Kennedy, in the building. Says Niners top for Trey Hendrickson. Honestly, with the way that the Trey Hendrickson contract and trade situation is all situated, I haven't been keeping the most up to date with where he's rumored to land because Buffalo really can't go out there and acquire him just with how big the price tag is. But if the Niners are clearly struggling on their defensive line. They obviously, kind of put BTA to the Giants this past week. That was a clear talent disparity and coaching disparity there. But they're missing Nick Bosa. They're missing Fred Warner. Like, this is a team that can win football games at a high clip and can contend in the wide open NFC. So they're a team historically that has a dominant pass rush. They got to go out there and improve upon it.
Well, I completely agree with you, Smitty. They have so many of these injuries to some key marquee players, and yet they still continue to win football games. It's just a testament to Kyle Shanahan's system and how he continually finds wins.
And that's so curious to me is like they're paying Brock Purdy all this money. They're paying Christian McCaffrey all this money. They're paying Nick Bosa and Fred Warner all this money. Can they afford to bring in a guy like Trey Henderson? I mean, I know these teams can move money like it's no tomorrow, but it's just crazy to me how they can just bring in a $30 million a year player like that.
I completely agree with you. I don't see Trey Hendrickson getting moved today. Not to say that he won't get moved at some point in the future, but today does not feel like the day that he gets moved. I think they're going to ride out the rest of the season with Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, no doubt. Light coming in. Anything on the Titans?
They're selling everything. They're selling everything. Draymond Jones got moved last night.
Who's calling my phone?
Yeah, apologies. Yeah, but they're selling everything. Hey, boys, any info on the potential Bucs trade? Been at work. Thanks for the news. I haven't heard anything about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I never really see them in trade rumors or anything like that. They kind of, honestly, in my opinion, have a really, really good roster. Just got to get 100% healthy, and they can contend with anybody in the NFC.
Yeah.
There aren't a lot of holes really on the roster. They have a good offensive line, again, when healthy. Great weapons. when healthy.
When
Good
healthy.
solid defense as well. So
I think that's like the underlying like asterisk on this 2025 season. Good when healthy.
for everybody,
For
honestly.
everybody.
I mean,
for everybody.
Buffalo facing injuries, Tampa Bay facing injuries, San Francisco facing injuries. The Giants have a player go down for the season every week. Like it's crazy, man. Absolutely insane.
Without a doubt. And a reminder that if you are watching us right now, help us get to 421,000 subscribers here on our main channel. It just takes a quick little click of the sub button. It is completely free. And that goes for everybody watching right now
Absolutely.
on the Broncos, Bills, and Falcons channels as well. If you're a Broncos fan, if you're a Falcons fan, if you're a Bills fan, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button because we are the place for you covering your teams right
Let's
here
go.
at Chat Sports. Hit subscribe today.
What's going on, my man?
Also, if you guys are college football fans, later tonight, we are also going to be live for the first college football playoff rankings.
Oh, that's right.
So if you're a college football fan, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your noties, because we're going to be live again tonight here on the channel for the first college football playoff rankings.
Hey, Jack, I hate to be the guy that does this, and Smitty, I'm going to have to take control of this for a second.
Oh, boy.
But we've got two bangs on Broncos.
Oh, baby.
We got a DB4L Chris Bell. Bang! Let's go, Broncos! My high salute to you, my friend. And then another DB4L Broncos Unchained. Bang!
I was unfamiliar with your game, my friend.
Dude, I'm telling you, they show up, they show out, they know how to have a good time.
I like that. The DB4L. That's hard. That's hard.
Yeah, Denver Broncos for, oh my God. Jack, you got to load it up again.
They call it.
Because we got a DB4L Coach Chris Bang!
I mean,
Oh my God.
that's insanity.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Back to back to back.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try to stir up competition or anything, but Bills Mafia kind of getting shown up by the Broncos faithful. Broncos country.
fans are showing up. They are showing out. Coach Chris, Boss Man Jay coming in with his 50. And, of course, I'm going to butcher the last guy's name. I apologize so much. But we had 3 back-to-back-to-backs. Falcons fans know exactly where we're at as well. Chris. I was going to say two Chris's. Two Chris's.
So, yeah, Bills Mafia. Broncos country kind of look like the best fan base that we're live with today.
You hear that?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I mean it's just what we're seeing so far. Man, Broncos country making it happen.
Well, thank God you didn't say let's ride. We don't do that anymore.
No, they don't ride anymore.
Oh my God. We got another DB4L Chris Bell. Bang! This is a $100 super chat.
What a legend.
Chris coming in, absolutely making it. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
It never ends.
It's raining.
It never ends.
It's raining.
Another
in
DB4L Coach Chris Bang! My God.
Mafia,
man.
we're getting cooked.
Dude, I have to turn on my fan. I am hot. I am sweaty.
Hey, if we can't beat the Broncos off the field, we'll just beat them on the field like we did in the wild card.
Relax. This is a different Broncos team, my guy. This is a different Broncos team. Oh, 852 Broncos fans watching on the board. Dude, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the Jaylen Waddle. I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to do the dance, make a little love, pretty much get down tonight.
That's good stuff. All right, we'll run through some trades that have come through because there have been some absolute bangers. Sauce Gardner, all-pro cornerback of the Jets, headed to the Indianapolis Colts. And for a lot of the people that are watching these streams today, Bills fans, Bronco fans, Indy is loading up at the top of the AFC. I would tell those guys to get out of bed if they were going to make a trade today. 26 and 27 first-round picks, though, going back to New York here, as well as A.D. Mitchell, the former Texas Longhorn wide receiver, who hasn't really yet to make an impact in his NFL career, but 2 first-round picks. Jets are in dire straits. It feels like both sides are okay making this move.
Well, Sauce Gardner went to bed at 1-8 and woke up at the very top of the
7-2.
NFL.
Yep.
At the NFL, not just the AFC.
Yep.
So I'm sure Sauce Gardner looks at this and go, hey, look, love my guys in New York. We'll always have a soft spot for New York, but thank God I am on a winning football team. And if you're a Jets fan watching, I apologize.
And you know what's crazy to me is we are talking about Sauce Gardner potentially having a more down season than he has in years past. But listen to this. Sauce Gardner has not allowed more than 2 receptions to a single receiver in a game this season. Sauce Gardner has also forced a tight window on 52% of his targets, the highest rate of any player targeted at least 20 times.
That's unbelievable.
So
That's unbelievable.
The Colts just got one of the best man-to-man corners in football.
Like I told you, I could not have been convinced this morning if you, Smitty, would have walked up to my desk and said, hey, at some point today, Sauce Gardner will be traded for 2 first-round picks. I would have laughed you out of the building. But that's the glory of the trade deadline. Anything can happen. We have no idea what's going on in those rooms.
And you know, Sauce Gardner also reunites, as this is a cool tweet that came through here, with Alec Pierce, who played with him at Cincinnati back in the day. And Alec Pierce was at Cincinnati. He told the coaches to put the team's best cornerback on him every day at practice. For 2 straight years, quote, Alec wouldn't go up against anyone else. That corner was Sauce Gardner. So now they're back and teammates in Indianapolis. And, I mean, the Colts are looking like as well-oiled of a machine as any in the NFL right now.
Are you going to be mad at me, Smitty?
What do you got? Oh, boy.
Are you going to be mad at me?
I'm not going to be mad at you. It's great for the Broncos. Great for the Broncos country.
Jack.
Great for the vibes of the stream in general.
We got a DB4L Broncos Unchained. Bang! But wait, it doesn't stop there. DB4L Rich Bronker. Bang! Broncos country. It's over 500 on Broncos, yeah. Unbelievable Broncos fans.
That's crazy.
Have shown up today. Let's freaking go, man. Let's go.
It would be a shame if Peyton didn't make any moves after all these contributions from the faithful over in Denver. It would be a shame if they actually didn't improve the roster because they're there as well. They're right there as well.
I've been saying this for as long as Broncos fans would watch in the channel. If you don't go out and get another tight end or wide receiver, a pass catcher for Bo Nix, you are essentially saying that the rest of the league can get aggressive in making those moves and you are content with what you have. And that might be fine, but at some point, if the Broncos don't make the Super Bowl, if they lose in the playoffs, somebody somewhere is going to say, man, Rasheed Shaheed was open. He was available. Jaylen Waddle was available, and we did nothing.
Jakobi Meyers was available.
Jakobi Meyers was available, although interdivisional trade with the Raiders, maybe not as likely, but I still believe fully that Sean Payton's got something up his sleeve. Same with George Payton today at the trade deadline.
No Broncos trade just yet. No Buffalo Bills trade just yet either, as we are 2 hours and 20 minutes away from you not being able to do that anymore. We've had a couple of trades come in, more than a few, honestly, so far today. Logan Wilson, formerly of the Cincinnati Bengals, the off-ball backer there, has been pretty solid throughout his career so far, but he requested a trade, and he only nets back a 7th-round pick going back to Cincinnati here. Dallas, I mean, kind of feel like made out like bandits in this trade.
I couldn't believe that the Bengals only got a 7th-round pick from him. I was expecting maybe a day 3 pick, but definitely
maybe like a 5th or 6th.
Yeah, not a 7th-round pick. They feel like they're giving up. They're just trying to pivot. Hopefully when Joe Burrow comes back, they can just address all of their defensive woes in the draft upcoming. But right now, the Bengals, if you're a Bengals fan, you got to be so frustrated because you're thinking to yourself, we're giving away everything that every good player on our defense except for Trey Hendrickson, which still could happen today.
I would be feeling like doomed if I was a Cincinnati
That's a
Bengals
doom.
fan. That's a doom. Another surprising return here, I think, in my opinion, goes Jakobi Meyers to the Jacksonville Jaguars for a 4th and a 6th-round pick. Moose, you think this is too much for Jakobi Meyers?
No, I only say that because the asking price that I've been hearing was a 2026 3rd-round pick. Getting a 4th and a 6th is kind of like getting a 3rd.
Yep.
It maybe not exactly, but you have to expect that the asking price was maybe a little bit too high. I'm sure the Jaguars said, look, we can throw in an extra pick to sweeten the deal, but you're not getting a 3rd. It's a 4th-round pick. That's the appetizer with the little cherry on top being that 6th-round pick. And obviously the Raiders, they know that their season's done. They're punting on the year. They're just trying to make sure that they can get better in the draft coming up.
And look, there's no guarantee that the Jags end up even making the postseason this year.
Right.
So this could be a middle of the 4th-round pick. It wouldn't be that terrible of a return there. And Trevor Lawrence gets another pass catcher here after Travis Hunter goes down on injured reserve. Another receiver on the move here from New Orleans. We had heard the speculation had been all trade deadline cycle that New Orleans was at least shopping one of their or two of their 3 receivers between Chris Olave, Rasheed Shaheed, and Brandin Cooks. Rasheed Shaheed was the name that ended up getting dealt there. That's what Adam Schefter had said was probably the most likely name, the name that was called upon the most in New Orleans there. And he goes to Seattle, a team that wasn't really in the trade rumor mill around Rasheed Shaheed for a 4th and a 5th-round pick here. So a pretty solid return going back there for Shaheed. And he just adds an entirely new element to the Seahawks offense and special teams department as well. One of the best returners in the league, too.
So our Saints host, the other Trace in the office, was saying that a 3rd-round pick was most likely, but probably could settle on a 4th. So the fact that they were able to get another 5th-round pick out of this is actually quite impressive. But Rasheed Shaheed, a name that Broncos fans know that I've wanted, Falcons fans, I've also talked about Rasheed Shaheed on the channel as well. But as of right now, the Seattle Seahawks look like a formidable opponent in the NFC, now adding another weapon for Sam Darnold.
I mean, I cannot believe this. Seattle is all the way back to contending. Like, they can
I thought something else happened. I thought you were looking down, and I was like,
no.
my God, are you about to break some news?
Chris Olave, though, tweeting a sad face.
Well, yeah, his boy is gone. His boy is gone.
He was shocked.
I couldn't believe it, ladies and gentlemen. Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner, an Indianapolis Colt. You think Ice Spice is going to want to live in Indy? I don't think that's her speed.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably
no.
not.
She's staying in New York. I don't know. Are they still together? I was just making a joke here. We got another trade here, a little 6-7 swap. How you doing, kids? But Joe Tryon, bless you, with an edge going over to Chicago here. They needed some help on the D-line.
They sure did. Dennis Allen clearly having a problem right now with only one legitimate pass rusher in Chicago, that being Montez Sweat. Dio Adingbo now out for the remainder of the year. So it's clear and obvious the Bears didn't want to break the bank. They wanted to get some help. This is clearly the best move they saw for the value that they're getting. So Joe Tryon heading on over to the Windy City out of Cleveland.
Look, you get to do it this time. You're a lucky dog.
Oh, I know. Omaha Steaks is the sponsor of today's live stream. I have to be completely honest with you. I'm about to hit 30 years old, and every single year that I turn another year older sends me a package from Omaha Steaks, and is one of my favorite birthday gifts I receive every single year. It is awesome. You can enjoy grass-fed, grain-finished, extra-aged, USDA-certified tender steaks, juicy burgers, and more game day favorites like wings, deli-style franks, and brats, only with our friends over at Omaha Steaks. They offer unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. They also carry mouth-watering burgers, like I said, chicken, pork, seafood, and delectable desserts. Make game day delicious with the official sponsor of tailgating. Visit omahasteaks.com and get $35 off with promo code NFL Daily at checkout. That's NFLDAILY at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com and promo code NFL Daily at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details.
Shout out to Omaha Steaks. Electric.
So good. So good. And like I said, my birthday's in 2 months, 3 months now. I forgot my own birthday for a second. But I can promise you this. When that comes in, I will be enjoying delicious steaks at a very, very reasonable price.
Absolutely. All righty. Shout out your favorite NFL team down in our main chat, sports chat.
Well, yes, right, because we know what the Broncos fans are going to say. We know what the Falcons fans are going to say.
I think I know what they're going to say.
So what we're going to do here, everyone start spamming your favorite teams in the chat. We're going to give them about 30 seconds to just get the chat rate up, get the teams going. Then we're going to do this twice. Smitty will pick one blindly at random, and then Moose will pick one blindly at random. And then we'll break them down. We'll talk about the teams if they've made trades. We'll talk about their trades. We'll give you a full deep dive into whatever team that we pick. We'll do it twice. So one of you guys can pick first, and then the other person will pick second. But start getting your teams in the chat. Let's get that chat
Let's
rate
go!
My chat's pumping with Bills. Let's go. Good to see him. Give it about 30 seconds here. I'm going to pick a team name from the main chat sports channel. We've been talking Bills. We've been talking Broncos. We've been talking Falcons. We got to give another team across the shield a shot here. So when this clock hits 15 seconds, we're going to give about 13 more seconds here. I'm going to pick a team. All righty, here we go in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First one I see. I think I saw the Ravens first. The Ravens.
Ooh.
What an interesting conundrum they face right now.
So 2 weeks ago, if you would have asked any fan of the NFL, including Ravens fans, they would have said, punt on the year, fire John Harbaugh, let's blow it all up, just keep Lamar and keep a couple of core pieces. Now that Lamar is back, after the great game against the Bears from Tyler Huntley, it clearly seems like maybe the Ravens are a wild card contender. Do they have the opportunity to still win that division? I think it is still open considering the ups and downs we've seen from the Steelers. But clearly with Lamar Jackson back, you now have one of the best quarterbacks in the league back at the helm. They could go on a tear. That doesn't mean they're going to win out from here. But is it possible that in the next 8 games they go 6-2, 5-3, 7-1 maybe?
They have 6 losses already this season?
Yes.
Oh, man.
They'd have to get up to 10 wins.
They did just trade away a defensive piece. Odafe Owe headed to the Los Angeles Chargers there, and they end up getting back a 6th-round pick from the Eagles in exchange for Jair Alexander, who was not really playing to the standard that he had in his best days in Green Bay. So they trade away a couple defensive pieces, but maybe it's a little bit of addition by subtraction here for Baltimore. Now, if you look ahead to what they have going on in their upcoming schedule, yes, they play the Vikings this week, a tough defense, but we know Lamar could beat anybody in this league.
Sure.
And then they go out there and play the Browns, and then the Jets, and then the Bengals, and then the Steelers, who they play twice before the season's ended. So, I mean, who's to say that this division winner couldn't come out 9-8?
I completely agree with you. I will say this, though. They have to be almost perfect.
Yeah.
You have no room.
You got to beat Pittsburgh twice.
Yes.
You got to probably really maybe sweep the division the rest of the way.
Well, and the law of the NFL will tell you that there's a game in there, maybe it is against the Jets, right, that you will lose because it's the NFL. Any given Sunday league. But
now, they have a bunch of divisional games. They have some easy opponents, but they also have the Patriots and the Packers the last 2 weeks before Week 18.
Yeah. All right, well, how about this? Spam your team again. We just talked about the Ravens. I'm going to pick a team.
His turn.
And I'm going to make sure that we talk about your team. Spam it down below. Let's get that chat rate up going one more time. Broncos, Bills, Falcons fans, get spamming down in the live chats. We're going to try and build this chat rate up. Let's go. I'm going to wait 30 seconds. I'm going to pick a team. We'll talk about them.
Let's go. Let's go. Get them going in the chat right now. Somebody in the Bills chat said Eagles.
Eagles. No, we're not talking about the Eagles.
We're definitely not talking about the Eagles. I promise. I don't care how many trades they make. We're not talking about them.
20 seconds. This is getting good. I'm seeing a lot of different names coming up.
Jack.
10 seconds. 9.
I was getting
8.
wind.
7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1.
What do you got?
Packers.
Oh, the Pack. The Pack. Who
one of my least favorite teams in the NFL, but
just lost to the Carolina Panthers in Lambeau. Pretty wild. Do I think that the Packers need to go out there and make a trade?
No. I have a lot of connections, believe it or not, in Wisconsin. I lived up there for a couple of years. I've gotten to know the Packers fan base. I've gotten to know a lot of Packers fans. Unbelievably unbearable to deal with. However, I will say this. The common take right now around Packer Nation is that Matt LaFleur is not the guy.
Really?
They do not want Matt LaFleur to call plays anymore. So maybe they still want him as a head coach, but they don't necessarily think that he should have the play calling responsibilities anymore. It gets a little stale. It gets a little predictable. It gets a little cute and a little bit lenient at times, I would say, and that's where you see the losses to teams like the Carolina Panthers. But when it comes from top to bottom, the Packers are one of the most complete teams in the NFL. They should be a playoff team regardless of that loss that they had earlier on.
Yeah, it's so odd. It feels like they play to their competition a lot. They've lost to the Panthers. They've lost to the Browns as well. Like, a very odd season thus far because those are their only 2 losses. Like, they end up tying the Cowboys in that primetime game.
Lost to the Browns and the Panthers.
They're only 2 losses to the Browns and the Panthers, and they've beaten the Lions. They've had another couple of solid wins. They beat the Steelers.
Yep.
They're a good team. There doesn't really seem like there's many holes on the roster right now. Maybe they're a team that could end up shipping off one of their wide receivers or something like that. I mean, they have a treasure trove there of a lot of guys around the same level of skill.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm seeing a bunch of different Broncos media members going out saying, keep your eyes on the Broncos trading for Christian Watson.
Just had a solid outing in his first game back from injury.
He is a big-time stretch-the-field player. The one area of concern with Christian Watson is the dude never stays healthy.
Yes.
That's his biggest issue. He's never on the field. But when he is on the field, he can really do damage. I don't know if I would love the move as the Broncos host. I think that might be a little bit of a... Like, the Broncos love adding injured players, so it would be on brand for Denver. However, as a fan, I would not be the happiest with that move. But do keep your eye on Christian Watson if you're a Denver Broncos fan. That could be something we see before the day's end.
Yeah, you got Christian Watson there, and then the guys who I don't think that I really think he would be the name that's probably most likely to be shipped out of Green Bay. When you consider the production that Romeo Dobbs has had so far this year, Matthew Golden's a first-round rookie, and Dontavion Wicks is probably just more of a...
Jaylen Reed, too, when he's healthy.
Jaylen Reed, when he's healthy, is a player. And then Dontavion Wicks is more of probably a wide receiver 3 or 4 that teams probably just wouldn't be that interested in if you're really trying to make an upgrade in that room. So it really seems like Christian Watson is a guy who could pop in a lot of these situations and could end up being dealt here before the deadline in 2 hours.
Jack... All right, sounds good. You got it. By the way, if you do want a chance at your specific jersey of choice, that's on every single channel that we're live on right now. It only costs $10 to get in, but $5 will talk about your team. $20 will do a Bean Boozled for you, and if you throw down a 50 or a 100, we will absolutely bang. And I'll tell you what, the next bang that we get, I'll end up doing a beer bong. I'm feeling happy about it. I'm feeling good. I know Broncos country and Falcons fans have got me covered, so I will do a beer bong if we hit the next one. Not this one coming in from another DB4L Michaela Parker. Bang! Let's go, Broncos. Go get Jaylen Waddle. I would love it.
I mean, it would be absolutely insane if Jaylen Waddle ended up getting dealt today. Moose, if you had to guess what Denver would send away for Jaylen Waddle, what do you think the package would be?
So this is not what has been reported, but what I would end up giving away if I'm George Paton. I'm offering a second and I'm offering a fourth. I think that is probably the best type of package that you would get. I know there's a lot of other teams out there and a lot of reporters that are saying it's got to have a 1 attached to it. I think if the Broncos got very desperate, you could see a 1, but I don't think you'd get any much more outside of that, and the Broncos wouldn't offer up much more than that. But I would say a second and a fourth for Jaylen Waddle, and maybe a second and a third. It's possible. But that's what I'm thinking.
That would be a big haul. Jaylen Waddle is a very, very talented receiver. There's been conflicting reports about his true availability so far through this trade deadline cycle. We've heard that they're taking calls on Jaylen Waddle, and then they're not, trading Jaylen Waddle at all. They're working on a contract extension. I don't know exactly what the deal is here with Waddle, but there's no secret that he can absolutely play. And Denver, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, they're all looking for receiver help. We'll see if he ends up getting dealt here.
100%. Next one coming in from our guys on Falcons. This is Corey Weist. What's up, Corey? Corey actually says trade Raheem, Zach, and Cousins to Jets for picks. I've been on this train forever. You got to get rid of Zach and Raheem if you want to actually start rebuilding this franchise. You have pieces. You got Bijan. You got Drake London. Michael Penix looks like at moments he can play, but as of right now, the thing holding you back if you're a Falcons fan is Raheem Morris, and it's Zach Robinson. Coming in from Tristan Walls, get rid of Kirk, Ra, and Zach. See, everybody's got the same take. Everybody wants to get rid of Raheem and Zach, but here's the first time I've seen Kirk Cousins' names pop up. I've also gone on Falcons channels multiple times. I have made multiple videos saying, I don't care what it takes, get this man off the books. Get him off the books. I know he's a massive cap hit. You're going to have to eat a bunch of dead money this year. But here's the thing. If you can't get him in a trade, you're going to cut him next year. So he's a $35 million cap saving next year. The Falcons are done with Kirk. It's Michael Penix's team. It's his future. He is the leader of this franchise. You got to get rid of Kirk, so at least get something for him. Get like a 6th or a 7th round pick.
You think a team would bite on trading for Kirk here?
The only team that I could see end up doing it right now would be the Washington Commanders, given their situation with Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I mean, that's just absolutely terrible what's going on in Washington at this point.
Kerwin, is it true? Bengals only did 3 to 4 moves in the last 4 decades during the trade deadline, so most likely no Hendrickson trade. I said earlier I don't think he's going to get traded today. I don't think he plays for the team next year. But today does not feel like the day that Trey Hendrickson gets moved. I think the Bengals are going to try and wait that out and see if they can come to terms with him for the remainder of the next couple of years.
Now, I do see a bunch of Super Chats coming in on Broncos, on Falcons, on the main chat sports channel as well. If you're a Bills fan, and I see people in the chat as well saying we should talk about the Bills, if you want to talk about the Bills, send in a Super Chat, $sign next to the chat box, to contribute to today's live stream. If you want to talk about Buffalo, we want to talk about Brandin being potentially looking at receiver help here. And with Sauce Gardner getting dealt, I feel like there is no kind of restrictions on who could be traded today. So Garrett Wilson, Brian Thomas Jr., Jaylen Waddle, these names are out there.
Oh, yeah.
Go out there and go get them.
If Sauce Gardner is available after signing that massive contract extension, every single player outside of the main quarterbacks, right, and the main running backs are up for grabs. And even then, we might not know because, like we said, we didn't think Sauce Gardner would be available at all, and yet he gets moved to the Colts for Adonai Mitchell and 2 first-round picks. Absolutely bonkers trade. Unbelievable day. I love the NFL trade deadline.
It's really heating up here. It really is. More fun names have been dealt around the league. Other opposing offenses getting better as well. Jacksonville adding Jakobi Meyers. I mean, Seattle adding Rasheed Shaheed. Like, there have been some really solid deals to some teams who are contending here. Teams are loading up and ready to make a push here on both the NFC and AFC.
Without a doubt, I think the Shaheed trade was something that Broncos fans, Bills fans, Steelers fans were all monitoring very, very closely. All 3 of those teams very aggressive before the trade deadline started on making calls for a wide receiver. And it just so happens Seattle Seahawks offered the right price, and he gets shipped off to Sam Darnold in the Pacific Northwest.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you want your team to make a trade, if you want the Bills to make a trade, you want the Broncos, the Falcons, a team that you root for to make a trade, go down below and manifest it. Hit that thumbs up icon. Send good vibes. Like today's live stream so your team go out there and make a move and try to win a Super Bowl. Less than 2 hours away.
Oh, I'm starting to get not antsy. Antsy's not the right word, but I'm getting impatient, Smitty. I want to see another move happen. I don't want to be live for another 2 hours and just be speculating about what we could be doing. Now, we have heard from our People's Insider, Ricky Scoops,
oh God, what do we got?
that the Patriots will be adding a running back today. Now, remember, Ricky's hit rate is not 100%. It isn't.
Yep.
However, I would say it's somewhere in the 70 to 80%. He has been right on a lot of stuff. He was right on the Micah Parsons deal when he got moved to Green Bay. He was right on the Jalen Ramsey deal when that happened. So there's been a lot of speculation. He came out and said that Jakobi Meyers was going to get moved. He did. So there's a lot of different hits that Ricky has had. Keep your eye on the New England Patriots, if you're a Patriots fan, to add another player, specifically a running back.
I wonder if it'll be a name like Breece Hall if the Jets are selling everybody here.
I don't know about. Do you think Breece would be traded to the Patriots, an interdivisional trade?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it probably wouldn't make a ton of sense there. I'm just trying to think about other running backs who are kind of up for grabs.
Tony Pollard is one that's definitely up for grabs.
Yep.
Jaleel McLaughlin, if you're a Broncos fan, he's a name that could get moved. Not a player right now that is going to make a ton of waves, but he is definitely an option. He's got fresh legs. Only one carry on the season for the Denver Broncos this year. Ooh, good question, producer Jack. Good question.
Ooh.
Who is the next player that's going to get traded? If you're watching on our main channel, get down in the live chat. If you're watching on Bills, Broncos, Falcons, make sure you get down in the live chat down below. We'll start listing off some players that we think could get traded. We'll give out some shout-outs to everybody, and we'll just kind of spitball back and forth here about some players that we think could get moved. Yeah. That's fine. Yep.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yep. No problem.
That's cool.
That works.
It's fine by me. Sounds good.
Yeah, you got it. Speed coming in on the Broncos chat right now. Speed is saying Chuba Hubbard to the Patriots. Interesting. I don't think that he would be available. However, Rico Dowdle has been absolutely bananas this year. And they also have Jonathan Brooks, who they drafted a couple of years ago that has, kind of struggled to stay healthy. So the Panthers could be an interesting name to keep an eye on this. Maybe Chuba Hubbard does get moved to the New England Patriots. What do you think?
Ah, man, it's been interesting, right? Because Hubbard coming into the season, obviously their bell cow back, but then Dowdle making all these waves. He came over in the offseason, and he's had these 200-yard outings all purpose. Like, it's been absolutely insane. Do they want to continue to have that two-headed rushing attack? I mean, you see a lot of the teams in this league running with two backs back there and kind of just keeping both of the guys fresh. So we'll see if they want to continue to do that. They don't have the most receiving talent in the world, so you want to have as probably strong of a run game as you possibly can. And the Panthers are also winning football games, man. They're 5-4 now? Mm-hmm. That's insane. It's of a turnaround they had so far this year. And credit to Bryce Young, credit to Dave Canales, credit to the GM for bringing in talent through the draft. They've been a really surprising team. I'm not so sure they're going to be selling here at the deadline with how well they've played.
I just want to make sure that something happens because I don't want to – I have all this pent-up energy, Smitty. I really want to see somebody get moved.
I know.
Shout out – whoa, I'm sorry. I just blew out everyone's eardrums. Shout out to Shock Universe, who just said in our main chat, and it's true, I just looked it up, Breece Hall just put out a cryptic GIF 17 minutes ago.
Whoa.
A cryptic GIF on Twitter 17 minutes ago.
I haven't seen some people run around saying that I don't think the Jets are done this trade deadline cycle. So how about the Bills go out there and trade for Garrett Wilson? Why not? I know interdivision trades aren't super common, but
who was it? It was
first-round pick.
Juan Torres said manifesting A.J. Brown to the Bills.
That would be insane.
I don't think A.J. Brown gets moved today, don't you think? With that contract,
it would be a $90 million
it just
dead
doesn't
cap
sound
hit.
like
They're
it would
not
happen.
doing
No,
it.
there's no way. $90 million cap hit for the Philadelphia Eagles is just way too much for even Howie Roseman, who is incredibly aggressive. We've seen that to take on. So, no, I don't think A.J. Brown gets moved today.
Yeah, we're seeing some Garrett Wilson. We're seeing some Jaylen Waddle. I'm seeing some J.K. Dobbins potentially. I mean, with the way that R.J. Harvey's kind of coming along, could the Broncos deal Dobbins?
No, God, no. J.K. Dobbins
He's
has
been
been
way more productive, obviously, this season.
No. I think the Broncos definitely want to keep J.K. Dobbins. I mean, J.K. Dobbins just the other day in the locker room said I was born to be a Bronco.
Really?
So I don't think they're ready to move any running backs. If anything, the Broncos are not going to be moving off of any players outside of maybe Alex Singleton.
Whoa.
Quinnen Williams, what?
Whoa!
Okay, let's talk about it. The Cowboys make another trade.
What?
Quinnen Williams. They're getting rid of everybody.
You've got to be kidding.
There is no way. Wow. Quinnen Williams to the Dallas Cowboys.
They traded Quinnen too.
Could you imagine if they still had Micah?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
A first-rounder plus heading back to the Jets. Quinnen Williams, a Dallas Cowboy. What?
The Jets are loading up, man.
Cowboys clearly were embarrassed by this loss to the Cardinals last
They have
night.
3 first-round picks.
I was listening to The Fan this morning.
Yeah.
And they had Jerry on. And they
Wow.
were like, "Hey Jerry, how you doing?" And he was like, "I'm just gonna get right into it. Last night's game was super disappointing. We didn't play the type of football like he didn't even.
Yeah.
Jerry was pissed.
Wow.
So
Clearly he's going in and shipping off assets to go out there and acquire talent.
Unbelievable. Jets fans, it's going to be rough sledding for you the rest of this season, but it's kind of already been rough sledding. If you're a Cowboys fan, I'm sure this comes with some major frustration. You go out and get a player like Quinnen Williams, and you had a player in Micah Parsons that was the cornerstone of a defense, and you got rid of him as well. But the Cowboys clearly loading up, thinking, hey, we're another defensive tackle, a defensive lineman away.
So they traded Micah Parsons for Quinnen Williams, right?
Essentially, yeah. Essentially.
Micah Parsons for Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark. Okay. Well,
Okay,
yes,
so
that's
they
probably
still
gonna-
have the first-round pick, but even so.
Yeah. It's essentially Micah Parsons for Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams, which, I mean, I would still probably take the Parsons side, but it's not the worst return in the world.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Again, it just goes back to the Cowboys probably should have gotten more for Parsons from the get-go anyway.
I'm still on team. You should never have gotten rid of him.
Of course, you don't trade generational pass rushers.
Yes,
You just don't.
Right. That's where I'm. I mean, I know Cowboys fans out there were saying, Micah had, he put a lot of stock in his podcast. He was not the greatest team player. But at the same time, they're coming in from different sources. Rap, Diana. Wow. Quinnen Williams is gone. He is now a Dallas Cowboy. I mean, hey, another player that went to bed as one of the worst teams in the NFL and now on a better team. Maybe not a great team, but definitely a better team than before.
Wow. Grade the trade A, B, C, D, or F. Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys for a first and more.
If you're talking about the fit, Smitty, and if we're just talking about the need for another player on that defense, it's an A.
Yeah.
Quinnen Williams is a stud. So it is an A. However, if you're looking at the bigger picture and the fact that, given what you gave up for Micah Parsons, what you gave now to the New York Jets for Quinnen Williams, you could look at this a bunch of different ways. But if we're going just by fit, it's an A. It's an A.
I think it's an A for the Cowboys. I think it's an A for the Jets as well.
There
I mean,
you go.
the Jets go out and have 3 first-round picks in 2026.
If you're a Jets fan, the future is bright.
5 firsts over the next 2 seasons.
You can expect that they're going to draft a quarterback.
And
Justin
why
Fields is
don't
not
and you know what? Why don't you go out there and trade Garrett Wilson right now too? Just go do it.
Broncos?
Bills?
I don't know.
They're definitely not trading him to? The Steelers. They're not giving Aaron Rodgers Garrett Wilson
Oh,
back.
God, no.
They won't do it.
No shot.
Nope.
No. But if that happens,
I also, by the way, let me just look at the Garrett Wilson contract before I even speculate on any of this because it probably could just be dumb to do so.
well, hold on though. But we
costs a bunch of money.
also thought the exact same thing about Sauce Gardner. So you can't rule anything out.
Yeah, I don't know what the Colts cap situation was really looking like there, but Garrett Wilson right now what you trade for is base salary and roster bonus, right?
Yeah.
So it's prorated, so it'll be a little bit less than this, maybe some sort of like something like half. No, oh my God, $1.2 million. Oh, the Bills could get him if they wanted to.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I'm sure nobody's happy in New York right now. Not a single player is happy in New York. But look, if they're getting rid of, think about this, Smitty. If they're getting rid of everybody, and they were like, hey, we're going to keep Breece, we're going to keep the run game intact because we have Braylon Allen there. When he's healthy, this is a nice 1-2 punch. If you got rid of Garrett Wilson, is there a possibility that the Jets have 4 first-round picks in the 2026 draft?
100%.
That would be
100%.
When's the last time you've seen a team have that many first-round picks in one draft?
The funny thing is the Jets, I believe, had 3 a couple of years ago. Garrett Wilson, Sauce, and Jermaine Johnson, I believe, were all in the same first round.
Yeah.
So they've done this before, and they just traded one of them away.
Yikes. Yikes.
I mean, look,
hey,
that's not to say that those 3 picks weren't all hits, though.
No, of course
just
not. They're all great players.
Everything else the Jets have done has not been a hit. That draft, though, hey, you always have that draft. I think they got Breece Hall in that draft, too, potentially.
Yeah, of course. Of course. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on today. Not a minute 48. That's crazy. An hour and 48 minutes left of the 2025 NFL trade line. Falcons fans, Broncos fans, Bills fans, how are we feeling right now? None of our teams have made any moves. The vibes have got to be antsy right now. That's how I'm feeling.
I'm feeling
Smitty,
antsy.
he's feeling it too. Let's get the vibes from those 3 channels right now. If you are a fan of a team that has not made a move, also get those vibe checks going in the chat down below. I gotta feel it out while we read some super chats because right now it's just nuts. Caleb, thank you so much for your $10 super chat. Go Broncos, my friend. American Hooligan. Somebody get me that 21 jersey. I don't think the Broncos are going to get a trade, though, today. I really hope you're wrong, man. I hope you're wrong. I hope they trade for somebody. Big Daddy Kev, as a Tampa Bay fan, I'd love to move for another wide receiver just because being healthy is our biggest problem. Look, Smitty, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers need another weapon. I just think
Gotta get healthy.
Yeah, just got to get healthy. They're fine when they're healthy. They've got tons of talent all over on both sides of the football.
The only thing is Mike Evans just probably not going to be back for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that is very, very true. James Lennon's coming in on Broncos country. I really think George Payton should go all in for Waddle. I'm with you, my friend. I want it to happen. A true number 2 at wide receiver will put this team in a great position for the Super Bowl. Super Bowl favorites if you are keeping track with the Broncos breakdown videos. Alexander, let's effing go, baby. Go Broncos. Jason Manhart, let's go Broncos country. Make a move. Jaylen Waddle, I'm with you, my friend. Thanks for the $20 super chat. I'll hit a bean boozled here in just a little bit. Back to Big Daddy Kev one more time. Is your opinion, or in your opinion, would you think the Packers would go for Njoku? Probably not. But with the Tucker Kraft injury, that torn ACL done for the year, anything can happen. Anything's possible. A BLD. What is your guess if a trade was made to add a player to the Broncos? Wide receiver, guard, linebacker, tight end. It's either a wide receiver or a tight end. It's one of those two. Guard, probably not. But hey, anything can happen. All things football, fired up in a Starbucks, waiting for that big trade. Give me Njoku or Waddle, obviously a Broncos guy here. Yeah, either one would feed families. Another weapon for Bo Nix, certainly. I'm all over it. I'm all over it.
The what? Oh, the mains. Couple coming in from the main chat sports channel here. Noah, what's going on, bro? He said, hey, could you recap today's trades, please? We'll do that in just a minute after we get through all these super chats. Noah, thank you so much for the contribution. Jordan with a 5. What's going on, my man? Should the Chargers trade for anyone? Ah, man. Los Angeles Chargers. They're in a rough spot. They're injured all over the place. Joe Alt just carded off for Sean Slater out for the year. Things looking pretty doomful over there. The Chargers should probably go make a move if they want to contend. We're coming in from Sonny. What's going on, Sonny? Bills get a wide receiver. Crossing fingers there. Couple receivers already went off the board. Couple receivers they were targeting. Rasheed Shaheed, Jakobi Meyers. Some big names are out there, but who knows if they'll go big game hunting here. We got Noah coming back in with another. He said Bears should trade for defensive players. Should Komet for defensive players.
I got to start in there real quick. I know it's a $2 super chat, but a Cole Kmet trade to the Denver Broncos would also hit like crack. He's a great player, not the greatest blocker, but definitely another kind of like bigger version of Evan Ingram that you could definitely use on the Denver Broncos.
Absolutely. The touchdown report coming in with a 5. Jets fire sale. 49ers get Williams or Johnson. Well, this came in before.
Definitely not Williams.
Definitely not Quinnen Williams. He's a Dallas Cowboy, as you see up there now. Jermaine Johnson, we'll see if he ends up getting dealt. I mean, you can't deal away every good football player you have, right? I mean,
Yeah.
It seems like they're dealing away their best ones, but not every good football player is going to leave the Jets today. I would say maybe expect a Breece Hall trade over the next few minutes.
I would really, really hope that we see something happen like that because obviously when those trades come in, we talk about them. Corey coming in from Falcons. Are the Panthers this good or is everybody they play this bad? I think it's a little bit of both. I think obviously, they're playing some teams that they should beat, but we have to give the Panthers some credit. They've really found their identity. They want to run the football down your throat.
Kind of a ferocious defense, too.
They are, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they're a lot better than a lot of people gave them credit for. Quentin coming in. He's from Germany. Zane Gonzalez is the new kicker for the Falcons. Apparently, Romo was waived. Yep, Parker Romo waived by the Atlanta Falcons, a brand new kicker. Obviously, Romo missed the extra point against the New England Patriots. That would have tied the game, sent it to overtime, or at least could have sent it to overtime. Falcons fans, 3 things I've been saying to you guys over and over again. Kicker, head coach, offensive coordinator. When those 3 things get changed, this team will be legit. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Let's go, let's go.
Respectfully disagree. I thought that I couldn't see that for a second. Matt Ryan, Falcons interim OC. Zach, just go away. I don't know if Matt Ryan would be the ideal spot for an offensive coordinator. However, could we see Ryan Grubb return to the NFL? He was Michael Penix Jr.'s offensive coordinator at the University of Washington when he went up against J.J. McCarthy. Shout out to producer Jack Lotta-Ray in the 1s and 2s in the national championship game. Dictator Jace. Tyler Algier to the Patriots. What would we get? 5th, 6th? Something around there. I don't want to trade Tyler Algier. I think he's one of the compliments to Bijan Robinson. We've called Bijan bowling or fastball. We've called Tyler Algier bowling ball. So that 1-2 punch, definitely something that Zach Robinson should be utilizing more.
Jordan Schultz just tweeting out a GIF of when he tweeted out a quote 30 minutes ago of a GIF of he's saying, but wait, there's more from Mark Cuban. That was before the Quinnen Williams trade after the Sauce Gardner deal, and he just quoted that tweet with a GIF of Jerry Seinfeld. It's not over.
Oh, come on.
More
Give us
Jets
something.
trades on the horizon here, but another team's been super active in the trade game is the Dallas Cowboys. They made one early this morning. Logan Wilson from the Bengals coming over there for a 7th-round pick. A kind of a heist for the Cowboys there. Mozzie Smith dealt. Oh, as part of what trade? Quinnen Williams. So the Jets getting Mozzie Smith back in exchange for Quinnen Williams. Obviously, get a 1st-round pick as well.
Oh, man.
And a future 2nd.
Wow. All coming through.
So a 1st, a 2nd, and Mozzie Smith. Wow. Jets are loading up in draft picks.
They are loading it up, man. That team in a couple of years, if they hit on their draft picks, they are going to be a hell of a franchise. But then again, it's the Jets.
Yeah.
So
Jets gonna jet.
Jets gonna jet. That's exactly what they say.
So the full details here: Quinnen Williams going to Dallas for Mozzie Smith, their former 1st-round pick, who hasn't yet put it together, and a 1st-round pick and a 2026 2nd-round selection. So who knows? This actually might not be a 3rd first-round pick in 2026 going for the Jets.
Is there a possibility in a world where the Dallas Cowboys are actually respectable on defense, or do you still think that there's such a lack of talent in that secondary that they're still going to get blown up?
The secondary is so horrific at this point. There's
Sweet.
Full trade per Schefter. Got it. So the Jets getting 2 first-round picks in each of the next 2 drafts.
Yep, it looks like it.
Wait.
It looks like it.
No, because they got 2 firsts for Sauce.
2, but one of those is a 2027.
So they have 3 and 27.
3 and 20. No,
3 and 27.
Is it 3 and 27?
Yeah, they have their first, and then the Cowboys first, and then the
so how many in
Colts first?
How many in 26? Just
their
the one?
first and the Colts first.
Wow. So is that 5
5
total?
over the next 2
wow.
years. Yeah. And an additional 2nd this year. Yeah.
That's insane.
And they're probably going to go get a third-round pick for Breece Hall in a second. Maybe, I don't know. Is he a third-round pick worthy?
Who?
Third-round pick, Breece Hall?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I think the question is who is going to pay for that, though. Like, not necessarily saying that he's not worth it, but, like, who's going to be the one that ponies it up and says, hey, here's my third-round pick. Give me Breece Hall.
Kansas City.
Wow, you think so?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it's going to be Kansas City.
Interesting.
Let's go.
Is there a way that I can use the bathroom real quick while Smitty takes over solo for just 5 minutes?
Show.
Just for 5 minutes.
I might tag you in when you come back.
That's fair. Hey,
shout out to everybody who's joining us right now on the Bills Breakdown, the Broncos Breakdown, Falcons today, and our main chat sports channel. Quinnen Williams has got dealt to the Dallas Cowboys. Jets are doing a fire sale, and there's probably more trades on the horizon as well. Who won this one, though? Cowboys or Jets, C or J? You let me know in your respective live chat right now. We're getting down to the wire, to quote my good friend John Mayer. Hour and 38 away. Cruising. Brandin, you know who's going to be cruising for a bruising? Brandin Beane when he doesn't pick up the damn phone and go out there and surround the Bills roster with more talent here. You have injuries on the defensive line. You got injuries and bad players at wide receiver. Go out there and make a move. Let me know who won the Jets-Cowboys trade, though, C or J. Seen a lot of C's come in now after some early J's. Now it's a J marathon. Who won the Cowboys-Jets trade? A first, a second, and Mozzie Smith for Quinnen Williams. Dude. Yeah. Yep. And they actually, they have two seconds this year as well. That's a full-on rebuild. Want to make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well, not only because we provide awesome NFL content here at Chat Sports. We're live every Sunday for NFL whip-around coverage, detailing every game in the early window. We're also, bringing you guys NFL content, whether it's big-time injury news or trade rumors or off-season stuff, anything like that. We go crazy for the NFL draft as well. And we'll also be live later tonight for the first revealing of the college football playoff standings. So make sure you are subscribed. If you are a sports fan, you want free content every single day, you're going to find it right here at Chat Sports. And as for our Bills fans in the building, hit that subscribe button if you want free Bills content every single day. We're live every game day over there. My co-host, Trace Moustakis over here, is live all the time, all the games for the Broncos and the Falcons. Of course, can't play in two places at once. Sometimes you got to pick and choose a little bit, but he's bringing you guys free content on both of those channels over there. So if you guys want to support our shows, if you guys want to support our hard work covering your favorite teams, hit that subscribe button for free content.
Smitty.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm a little frustrated that we have to wait for our teams to do something. However, we are live on our NFL channel, so crazy day so far with some big name trades that have already happened. Of course, we know this. The most recent one, Quinnen Williams being dealt to the Dallas Cowboys from the New York Jets. Fire sale from the Jets right now. We kind of figured that would be the case, but still kind of a quiet day for the Bills, the Broncos, and the Falcons.
Yes. But the Jets, they're going through a fire sale right now. They just dealt Quinnen Williams. They already have dealt Sauce Gardner as well. Looks to be more moves on the horizon here. Breece Hall has been a name who's been circling in trade rumors here. You've had Jermaine Johnson on the edge, who's been a name who's been hot as a trade candidate as well. Could Garrett Wilson even be dealt here if the Jets are really just trying to stockpile these day one draft selections?
I am not ready to say that Garrett Wilson will get moved. However, like I have said multiple times on this stream before, didn't think Sauce was going to get moved. So at this point, nothing surprises me. And
that's what one of my favorite Bills reporters here said, Sakapacho. He said, normally, I think there's no way a team like the Jets would trade a wide receiver like Garrett Wilson, a player that skill level, to a divisional opponent. But just given what they're doing right now, like just selling the farm and just seeing whoever's going to take their players for a treasure trove of draft picks, then you have to at least consider making a move like that. I mean, Would you give a first and more for Garrett Wilson as well?
Yes, without a doubt.
A first and a third?
If I'm a serious contending team that needs another weapon, I'm not just going to say the Broncos, but any team, the Bills, the Patriots, any of these teams that currently find themselves at the very top of their conference, and there's an ability to now we can see, hey, we can go out and get a player like that, offer a first, because Garrett Wilson is a game breaker type wide receiver.
Absolutely.
Top 10 in the NFL, no question about it.
One of the best route runners, one of the best separators, one of the best spectacular catchers,
Yes.
A human highlight reel. And one of my favorite catches that I've ever seen live is that Garrett Wilson Jordan logo catch on primetime against the Texans. What a grab that was. That was sick. I think it was on Derek Stingley's head, too. That was insane. He's a highlight player, and it would be awesome on any of the teams that we cover or anywhere else not named the Jets.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And obviously, the Jets right now clearly don't do anything right except stockpile draft picks. So why not do the thing that you're good at right now?
Yeah.
And get rid of Garrett Wilson, send him to a true contender where he can flourish in another offense.
They've already given away their two best defensive players. At this point,
interesting stuff here for you. Ready for this?
Oh.
Ricky Scoops.
Ricky Scoops.
Dropping it right now, 28 seconds ago. Sounds like the Jets have another big trade coming. Crazy day. Stay tuned.
Whoa.
Wow. Could it be
Garrett
frickin' Wilson? This would go bonkers, friends. Bonkers.
Oh, my God. Ricky Scoops.
Wow. And Ricky, like I said, not perfect hit rate, but somewhere in that, what are we thinking? Like 70 to 80%? This could be crazy.
And with Schultz tweeting out that GIF, if it's not over either, you have to think that there's something brewing.
You have to think something's brewing.
If you want to see your team make a trade, if you want to see more trades, we got about 90 minutes or so to go until the deadline. Hit that thumbs up icon like today's stream, whichever one you're on.
If you're an NFL fan and you're watching, hit that thumbs up icon. But if you're a fan of the Bills, if you're a fan of the Broncos, if you're a fan of the Falcons, we are live on those other 3 channels as well. I know Broncos fans right now, we are this close to 500 likes. I know on our Falcons channel, we are this close to 300 likes. Hit that thumbs up icon right now and get us to our next goal.
We're very close to 200 likes on the Bills breakdown, about 43 away. If you hit that thumbs up icon, would be greatly, greatly appreciated here as we're counting down to the trade deadline. If you've liked the video, type me in the Bills chat. I'll give out a couple of shout-outs.
Love that.
Do that in our main chat, too. We've got 2,300 people watching on main,
Whoa,
which is awesome.
Big time.
Only 460 likes.
Oh, not good enough.
So
Again, guys,
we gotta get that ratio up.
I hate walking into the party and there being a bad ratio. So help us out, make it better, and hit that thumbs up icon to support the stream. And when you do like the video, it sends a signal out from YouTube that this stream is going to be pushed to more people's recommended pages. So more people are going to see our free NFL trade deadline coverage, and they can come in and join the stream as well.
Speaking of recommended pages, if you want to go follow my boy Smitty over there on X or on Instagram, make sure you go give him a follow. He's putting out the very best Bills content all the time, as well as some NBA channels that he does as well. He is one of our best NBA hosts that we have here at Chat Sports.
Big dog.
If you want to follow me over on X, I'm putting out content all the time just for you. It is Moose_NFL.
I threw my link to my Twitter in my Bills chat, throwing it in the main Chat Sports chat as well. Give me a follow over there.
I'll do it as well.
I'll be giving follows back to my next 5 people that give me a follow over at Tyler J. Smith. 2 H's because the name's common, but your boy is not.
Actually, you know what? Let me do this real quick.
Yes, that's right.
Here we go. I'm putting it in there. And I'm going over to Falcons too, and I'm putting it in there.
Let's go.
Bring him in then.
Give me a follow on Twitter. I tweet about the Bills all the time. Tweeting about the St. Bonaventure Bonnies all the time, too, as the college basketball season is underway as well.
Ah, yes, our resident Bonnies fan.
I had to. Every time I'm live on main, I'll get a little.
Give a little plug.
I get a sneak in there. I get a Bonnie sneak in there.
Can we all agree also at the exact same time that this month right here, this stretch between like October 15th to basically, what's up, Producer Jack? What's going on? Do
we have a trade? Oh, it's the New York guy. Yeah.
2 names to watch. Jermaine Johnson, Breece Hall. There are offers from teams on the table.
Okay.
Interesting.
So no Garrett Wilson just yet.
Not quite. Not quite.
Cool,
Yep,
cool,
no
cool.
problem.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we should talk about Rasheed Shaheed. Again, a player that I think both of our channels have been kind of clamoring for. And then, of course, that rat bastard over there, Will Ortner, getting Rasheed Shaheed and getting to talk about him on his brand new team. So, look, a true stretcher of the field, a player that needs no introduction when it comes to getting into the end zone. Big play type ability. Rasheed Shaheed is a speed demon. He's going to make an excellent addition for Sam Darnold up there in the Pacific Northwest.
Just makes their offense look a whole heck of a lot different, and he's reuniting with his former offensive coordinator, who I believe he had the most success in his career under in Clint Kubiak. And now that helps not only Rasheed Shaheed's situation, he's been playing with subpar quarterback play in New Orleans for a long time now, but it also helps the play of his new Seahawk teammates, JSN, who's having one of the best receiver seasons in the league this year. And he's a big-time underneath receiver, big-time catch-and-run guy, big-time intermediate route player. So when Rasheed Shaheed is just taking the defense back toward the end zone, so much more is open underneath for a talented player like JSN. The Seahawks got to go a whole lot more dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. Could not agree more. Now, we were hearing that the asking price was right around a third-round pick, so to get a fourth and a fifth kind of supplants that third that they were asking for. I think this is a great deal for both the Saints and the Seahawks. Rasheed Shaheed dealt out, and he is now a member of the NFC West.
Like we said, the Jets news is coming in by the minute.
Oh, my God.
Breece.
Another. Oh, Breece. Come on, brother.
All right.
Come on, brother.
Connor J. Hughes, like you said there's two names to watch, Jermaine Johnson and Breece Hall. There's offers on the table for both from multiple teams. It's a matter of if the Jets accept any of them. I don't know what either of those guys can net at you another first-round pick, but
No.
There are absolutely some impact players who could probably give you some day 2 selections.
The Jets, they really believe that they're I think we can all agree they're punting on the year, which was already lost to begin with, but now they might not even be a 2-win team. They're just getting rid of everybody. And that defense was suspect at best, and they're just getting rid of absolutely everyone, but gearing up for the next couple of years. Woody Johnson saying, hey, the next few years, watch out for the New York Football Jets.
Absolutely. I got a guy named Dan Mitchell, who's a content creator, actually the founder of Roundtable Sports. And he makes a lot of Bills content as well. And he said, I'm hearing Brandin Bean was after Garrett Wilson. That was an hour ago.
Oh, my God.
Said Deebo is the backup plan.
Deebo?
Really?
Really?
If we need a separator at the wide receiver position, we're going after Deebo.
Well, can we? What about Zach Ertz? Is he a movable piece here? Is Terry McLaurin a movable piece?
I know, yeah, with the situation that the Commanders face now at this point, like, is Terry McLaurin available all of a sudden?
Well, I mean, I think we can all agree that the offense right now is in disarray, and all Commanders fans are probably thinking to themselves, is it time to get rid of Cliff Kingsbury? Is it time to, really start selling off some pieces and build around Jaden Daniels for good? I know they tried to do that with Deebo Samuel, but is Deebo Samuel a great fit right now in Washington? I think time will tell.
I know. Oh, look at this. This has to be true, right? NFL evals on Twitter, unverified account with 1,800 followers saying Jaguars actively shopping Thomas Jr. Ooh, we have to.
Whoa! Hold on now. Come on now. Let's go.
NFL evals. They've had all the scoops,
Come on.
Right? Yeah. Hey, guys, just remember, if it's on the internet, believe it.
It's got to be true.
Believe it.
It's got to be true. It's got to be true.
We had a super chat coming in from the Bills as well. My guy Scott came in with one.
And another.
Alrighty. Shout-outs to producer Jack here, keeping us in line and getting going here on the straight and narrow. If you guys want us to talk about your team, you can send in a super chat. Send in a $5. We'll talk about whatever you want. Ask a question. Ask about a player. We can break it all down for you. Every $10 super chat that gets sent in across all channels, by the way, this applies everywhere. We're doing a jersey raffle at the end of today's program. When the deadline's wrapped up and all the deals are in, we're going to do a little bit of a duck race, spin a wheel perhaps, and whoever sent in a $10 super chat has a chance to win an NFL jersey of your choice. So stick around if you have sent one in. And then Moose got some Bean Boozled over here. Every time you get it send in a 20, we'll rip one of those.
Speaking of which, I do owe one. I am going back to, I'm a man of my word, Smitty.
Oh.
What's up? Jeez Louise. All right. Here's the Bean Boozle. This is either going to be, oh, Lord have mercy, wet dog or top banana.
Ugh.
For the people in the chat, because I said that.
It's banana.
I said that muted. According to Tom Pelissero, Breece Hall not expected to be traded as of now. So that maybe that's Jermaine Johnson that they're talking about. We'll see.
Breece Hall tweeted out ... 4 minutes ago. Oh, I guess I don't see that on my computer. Maybe it's a new one.
I'm trying
But yeah,
pardon me.
I was gonna say
Trying to get this.
struggling.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. All right.
Tee it up.
I think that's the right one. It's a name that you love. He got a DB4L Jack Bang.
What up, Jack?
What up, Jack? Is it crazy to say Garrett Wilson, besides his injury, to the Broncos? Nothing is crazy at this point. What would we give? You got to give up a first-round pick and maybe like a fourth or a fifth. I'd give a first and a fourth that you got from the Saints and send him to Mile High. Does he go wide receiver 1? Of course he does. Cortland Sutton would be one of the best wide receiver 2s, probably the best wide receiver 2 in the league. If we don't make a trade today, where do we end up? Well, you're still one of the best teams in the NFL. Record-wise, that's non-debatable. You are at the very top of the AFC with the Colts, who made a move, and the Patriots, who have made moves. So, that's all I'm going to say. Robert, Broncos diehard here. Jets should just trade for draft picks and play with the practice squad for the rest of the year. Load up on the trainable rookies. It would be an interesting move. I don't think it would ever happen because Jets fans would be furious that you would actively know that you were tanking. But at the same time, with these recent moves, Smitty, they kind of are.
This is a tank.
It's a tank.
This is a tank.
It's a
It's
tank.
close to get to tank
It's a
in
tank.
football. Scott Van Loo coming in for the Bills breakdown. Shout out to you, brother. He says Brandin Bean needs to take a risk and get somebody for Josh Allen, especially wide receiver, to help him out on the perimeter, especially for wait, does it say for John? Well, I'm telling you right now, there's a couple receivers off of the board already. There's a couple receivers who are probably too big a name to be dealt today. Jaylen Waddle, A.J. Brown, Brian Thomas Jr. probably isn't on the trade block at this point. And then that leaves you with what? Chris Olave? Oh, wait, the Saints already dealt Rasheed Shaheed.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson seems kind of like a pipe dream right now. Jets are probably focused on other deals at this point. They've already acquired a bunch of first-round capital. And then what? There's like nobody else. Calvin Ridley?
Yeah, but look, we say everybody that we think is available, but obviously you never know. Sauce Gardner gets dealt today. So I would say you have to look at what the team is and where they're at in the 2025 season. What does their future look like? I don't think the Atlanta Falcons are going to be making any buying moves. I did think that Arnold Ebiketie was a name that was thrown out multiple times by multiple sources as being a trade candidate for the Falcons to trade away, maybe for a third or a fourth round pick. But we will see the Broncos definitely in the buying market. So you have to look at these teams that have these big name wide receivers, and you have to be willing to ask yourself, are they going to be buyers or are they going to be sellers? What does their future look like? What do their draft picks look like next year?
Absolutely.
Falcons, Jeebus. What up, Jeebus? Great to see you. Is Zach slightly improving? No. What if he's decent by the end of the season? What if we don't have a better option? There's always a better option, especially considering you're talking about the offensive coordinator that runs the least amount of play action in the entire league. The guy is a joke. He needs to go coach Oklahoma State. Once the Falcons get rid of both Raheem and Zach, then we can start talking about this team legitimately having a chance, because there's so much talent on the Falcons right now. So many great players. London, Bijan, this pass rush has gotten significantly better. It's just time to move on from those two at the coaching position.
From Maine, coming in from your droid, saying 49ers get anyone worthwhile on the D-line or the best available already gone. Best available, I would say, is definitely gone in Quinnen Williams.
Yeah.
Some edge rushing talent has been shipped off as well. Jaylen Phillips was traded from the Dolphins to the Eagles. We've heard that the Niners are poised to make a move on the defensive line before this deadline is up. The Cowboys already made theirs. We'll see if San Fran follows suit. There's still some suitable names out there on the board. I mean, like, you have to think Jeffrey Simmons might be available in Tennessee.
Well, I mean, according to reports, the only two players that were not available for the Titans to deal out were Cam Ward and Jeffrey Simmons. However, again, anything is possible if there's an offer that cannot be refused. If the Titans believe we're just going to ship everybody out except Cam Ward, then maybe.
Might as well. Might be worth it. They're in free fall as well. The touchdown report coming in. Well, how many top O-line players get traded today? You don't see a ton of O-line trades going down at the deadline unless it's for maybe a swing tackle or something like that. Nothing really happening just yet today. We'll see if any names go into any deals here, but there haven't been a ton of trade candidates in my opinion.
I'm right there with you. I don't think any offensive linemen get moved today.
We got this one coming in from, bless you. How did Howie do this week/weekend for the Eagles?
Super active again.
Continues to swindle. Continues to go out there and make deals, acquire players and talent and contracts. So I don't know how they afford.
Jaylen Phillips. You've got now
Jair Alexander. Who, honestly, he sucks. Jair Alexander is washed, capital W. He was bad in Baltimore. I watched him firsthand multiple times this season. Can't cover anymore. So, the Eagles can have Jair Alexander. It was a 6 for 7 swap. Clearly, they know there's not a lot of value there either.
6-7.
And they also got Jaylen Phillips, who another player who's very effective when healthy.
Yes,
and that is a big W when healthy.
Well, and also recently, Jaylen Phillips, there was a stat going around that in the last couple of weeks, he was like 8th in pressure rate.
Yeah.
So he is clearly coming down to his own and probably showing out for his new team, knowing the Miami Dolphins were going to trade away some pieces.
Oh, he's going to be the best pass rusher on the Eagles now.
Oh, without a doubt.
Just classic, right? Is this what's going to happen? Jude, what's going on? No. I'm not even going to repeat that.
Next.
Thank you for the super chat. I don't like Philadelphia, but power to you for liking that.
Hey, Eagles Now has a live stream.
Eagles Now, they are live over there. We appreciate your contributions.
Chase Senior would appreciate that one.
You can go see the Eagles glaze over there.
Kobe Assassin.
What up, Kobe? What do you think the Vikings will do today?
Nothing.
Kwesi Adofo-Mensah is not a stranger to making deals on deadline day, but they have been inactive so far here. They have one of the best rosters in the league. Elite offensive line, elite defensive front, solid secondary. They make plays back there. They have young quarterback. They have weapons. Like, what do they really need? If
you are a Vikings fan, I hate to say it, but unfortunately, this is probably just a wait-and-see season. You got to figure out if J.J. McCarthy is the guy.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate.
Before you start shipping off draft capital and really not going willy-nilly.
Completely agree with you, Smitty.
Can't go all in on year one of J.J. McCarthy. We'll talk more super chats. We'll talk more trades in just a moment, but this show is sponsored by Omaha Steaks. Look, guys, every single time I'm hitting a game this fall, you know I'm getting there a little bit early for a tailgate, and I'm not arriving without some Omaha Steaks, the official sponsor of tailgating. From legendary burgers to mouth-watering steaks, deli-style franks, and so much more, you'll elevate your next game day get-together with America's original butcher. I went to an Ole Miss game this fall, and I brought Omaha Steaks with me to the Grove, and everyone was anointing me king of the tailgate because of how easy yet delicious it was. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. Grass-fed, grain-finished beef has more marbling for exceptional flavor and is the choice of steakhouses and professional chefs around the world. Make game day delicious with the official sponsor of tailgating. Visit omahasteaks.com and get $35 off with promo code NFLDaily at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com and promo code NFLDaily at checkout. Terms apply. See the site for details. And you know what? Get yourself a little birthday package every year as well, like my guy Trace Mustakis does. Get some Omaha Steaks every time he passes around the sun.
There's nothing wrong with a little juicy steak on your birthday. I mean, let's be completely honest, Smitty. If somebody said to you right now, birthday dinner of your choice, go. It's definitely steak.
100%
it's steak. It's steak. So why not get it from our friends over at Omaha Steaks?
Meat of the gods.
Meat of the gods.
All our links for that is in the chats of all of our live streams right now. As we recap a couple more trades here, Jack, would you mind throwing Moose full screen as I could go take
please do. And you know what, Smitty, I'm going to have one big favor of you.
Ooh, what do you got?
I did say the next 50 that came in, I'd rip a beer bong.
I could grab one for me on the
That
way
would
back.
be wonderful,
Lovely.
my friend. Thank you so much. All right, let's talk about the most recent deals. If you're watching on the Broncos Breakdown, the Bills Breakdown, Falcons Today, or live on our main channel. The Cowboys believing that they were just one defensive lineman away. So they went out and they got Quinnen Williams for Mozzie Smith, a 2026 second and a 2027 first-round pick. If you're a Cowboys fan, you got to be at least a little bit frustrated, right? Because theoretically, you're thinking to yourself, hell, maybe we could have had Quinnen Williams and Micah Parsons on the exact same team. Obviously, that's not the case. He's making a name for himself over there in Green Bay, revitalizing that pass rush. But we clearly have seen a multitude of deals go down. This is the most recent one. Keep your eyes on the New York Jets, folks. They're still rocking and rolling with a bunch of different trade deadline rumors. Diana Rossini coming out saying the Jets asking price for Breece Hall as a third-round pick. Per sources, kind of what we figured here at Chat Sports as well. Teams have yet to meet New York's asking price over just an hour to go over the deadline. If you're a Broncos fan, if you're a Falcons fan, you're getting a little bit of antsy. Falcons probably sellers. Broncos definitely buyers. Nothing happens so far. It is just... it's the landscape of the NFL, isn't it? Teams seem to get active when they believe that they could use another, trade to boost the team or to prepare for the next year. If you're a Falcons fan, it's got to be frustrating because the Falcons, we know, only have 5 draft picks in the 2026 draft. Terry Fontenot, get on the phone, make a call, get some more draft capital. And if you're George Payton as a Broncos fan, get Jaylen Waddle. But can we just all agree right now, Jaylen Waddle is the guy? We need it. We need it to hit like crack or get Garrett Wilson. One of those two players. Garrett Wilson, obviously the better player, but Jaylen Waddle, a very, very respectable and probably one of the best wide receiver twos in the NFL. Shout out to you, Smitty, coming in with the Mir Bonga. This is for my friends over at the Broncos Breakdown who sent in their 50. And you know what? I'll make another deal. If you're a Broncos or a Falcons fan and you send in a 50, I will rip another beer bong just for you, give you a special shout out, talk a little bit about my teams that I cover. 2 of my favorite teams in the NFL, no doubt. Jack, join me on the mic, my friend, real quick while I load this bad boy up. Let's see what our flavor is. Pineapple.
Everybody spam those chugs. We got 4 channels live right now. We are simulcasting on 4 channels. I need every single channel to spam your chugs. It ain't even 2 p.m. yet, and we got Moose taking down a beer bong. That's what we do here.
That's part of the deal here at
part
Chat
of the fun.
Sports. It's part of the fun. You get to drink on the job every once in a while.
Oh.
What?
Jordan Schultz.
What?
Breece Hall wants to be traded.
Oh, I thought that was going to be something bigger, something
I
better.
mean, that's pretty significant.
I think we'll talk about it. I'll rip this
talk
quick.
about
Here we
it.
go.
Rip the beer bong. Everyone type those chugs. Let's go. Not only are we giving you informative content here, not only are we giving you informative content, we're also having a little bit of fun because this is sports at the end of the day. We're having fun.
It is sports at the end of the day. We are having fun. Shout out your favorite NFL team. We'll talk about it here in just a little bit. So Breece Hall officially requesting a trade. Look, I think everybody knows that the Jets stink, and I know that there are players in that locker room that clearly wanted out. Breece Hall now saying, I want to join those players. Quinnen Williams dealt to the Cowboys. I'm sure that Breece Hall wants to be on a true contender, wants to play in the postseason, and the Jets are not even close to being close to the playoffs. So they're loading up on draft picks. They want to be, looking forward to the future. Breece Hall clearly says, I want to be great right now. That's exactly what you're looking at if you're a Jets fan. You could be selling the farm, and it looks like you are so far. So, hey, more power to him. Breece Hall officially requesting a trade. Yeah. Wants to be traded. I don't know who would go out and get him. Patriots. Trying to think of some other teams that could definitely use Breece Hall. The Chiefs definitely would want another running back. Nothing happening so far. Nice and quiet on all of our channels, but definitely moves have been made today. More Jets. What does it say? Oh, I need something. I need a little juice for our team, Smitty.
Like, oh, you let out there, but even the tiniest like exclamation, you had it with me before. It makes me think somebody made a trade. It makes me think somebody made a deal. Something come through, please.
Please. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about what it means for our teams,
Yeah.
our fans.
Breece Hall wants to be traded. That's tough.
That is tough. Well, now that's going to be looming like a freaking cloud over that team for the remainder of the year. But again, not surprising with the Jets.
That's true. 17-year-old owner's son, Woody Johnson's son. He was, he was giving out the game ball and whatnot. He making decisions on draft picks via Madden ratings. Or
Yep,
whatnot.
without a doubt.
Spotlight on the Jets in their final 75 minutes of the before the deadline for two massive deals. Teams say the Jets want a second for Jermaine Johnson, who is expected to stay with the team. So, who has expected to stay with the team? Okay, so that means the Jets aren't expected to keep him. Johnson is expected to remain a Jet. That doesn't mean they ain't trading him. If they get a second for him, then they're gonna deal him. Now, I wonder, like,
I'm getting antsy, folks. I'm getting antsy.
would the Bills trade a second for Jermaine Johnson? I don't know.
Logan Wilson this morning, I broke that news to our guy Tom Downey, and Logan Wilson
Bright and early.
definitely thought he would get more than what the Bengals got for him, a seventh-round pick. I was expecting at least a fifth, but Logan Wilson shipped off to Dallas. And then another trade, the next one that happened before everybody went live, Jakobi Meyers dealt to the Jacksonville Jaguars for a 2026 fourth and a 2026 sixth-round pick. The Jaguars, obviously, without Travis Hunter for the next couple of weeks. He's on short-term IR. The biggest one of the day by far, Sauce Gardner, gone, heading to Indianapolis.
Two firsts.
Smitty, that is the most insane trade I've seen in years.
Yeah, I mean, when's the last time a player went for two firsts? It's been
A corner.
I know. I mean, a corner's never gone for two
A
firsts.
cornerback.
What did Ramsey go for?
Like a
Ramsey way back
third?
in the day.
No, back in the back. Okay.
Yeah, back
yeah.
from Rams to Dolphins.
Was it a second?
Rams to. No,
I'm not
he-
quite
he
sure I
had
remember.
To go for a first. But you don't see corners go for that type of capital, man. And the Jets, they probably just couldn't refuse that type of trade.
Mm-mm.
They
No
just
doubt.
could not refuse that.
No doubt.
Oh, wow. So
What?
the Jalen Ramsey was only traded for a third-round pick in 2023 as well. And then in 2025, I mean, I think he netted probably less than a third,
Yeah.
right?
No, right.
Had to have.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And then the next trade that came in after that, somebody that both Smitty and I really wanted, Rasheed Shaheed, goes to the Seahawks for a 2026 fourth and a 2026 fifth. And then, of course, the Chicago Bears making their moves as well, getting Joe Tryon from the Cleveland Browns for a 2026 sixth-round pick. And then the next big-time trade, back to the Cowboys. Again, God, Cowboys. Of course it's the Cowboys. Mozzie Smith being sent to the Jets for a 2026 second and a 2027 first for Quinnen freaking Williams, man.
A bully in the middle of that defensive line. Cowboys now look like they have some players, at least on the front over there. They got Logan Wilson. They got Quinnen Williams. DeMarion Overshone's a good player.
Mm-hmm.
They have some guys.
Yep, certainly.
But the back end of that defense, still a lot left to be desired. There's still some time left. Is Jerry going to make another move here today?
God, can it be George Pickens?
The Cowboys have made so many trades. Like we all talk about the Eagles making a bunch of trades, but like dating back to the past 2 seasons, the Cowboys have made like 8 trades.
Yes,
It's not very common in the NFL to make that many.
Can you send George Pickens over to the Broncos or the Falcons, please? One of those two.
How you doing?
Yeah, we're all good.
Sam Brown, I got trivia for you. I don't know the answer to. Who's the last player to get traded for 2 first-round picks So I'm looking at Tyreek Hill here a couple of years ago. That didn't go for 2 firsts. Khalil Mack went for 2 firsts a long time ago. What, 7 years ago now?
To the Chicago Bears, yeah.
Yeah, maybe even 9, maybe even 8 years ago now. That was
2016, I think that was.
Oh, maybe even longer. Nope. I don't think so, right?
No, Micah definitely went for 2 firsts.
Micah was 2?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm tweaking then.
Who was it before Micah?
I thought it was a big deal that he didn't go for 2 firsts. Maybe I'm tweaking.
No, I think everybody was thinking he was gone. He would have gone for more.
More than just 2. Yeah.
Can I just say something real quick?
Let's say it.
So everyone should hit the subscribe button. You know why?
They
Why?
should.
Because NFL Network right now. The Quinnen Williams trade just went down. They are showing a condensed version of last night's Monday Night Football game,
Yep.
while the Quinnen Williams trade has happened. While we are here breaking it down step by step.
Yep.
We got all the latest rumors. I'm building social graphics over here as we go because the Jets might be making another big move. While everyone watching that is watching a rehash of last night's Monday Night Football game.
By the way,
that's why you subscribe to this channel, Choke.
By the way, a horrific game. Like,
Yeah.
What
awful,
a terrible game
awful.
to be showcasing right now.
And what an awful game if you're Kyler Murray, dude. Jakobi Brissett went ballistic
I've been
yesterday.
saying it. I think it's maybe a little tinfoil hatty out of me. But is this a soft benching of Kyler Murray?
You want to hear something even crazier? I said earlier today that Kyler Murray was a name to be traded today. I was a dead set on, hey, he is done in Arizona. He's done.
He just does not elevate that team. Jakobi Meyers goes for 260 on an efficient night, and he gets the win on the road in Dallas. And that's not to say that Kyler Murray can't play well in Jerry World. We know his history there and his high school days and whatnot, and his collegiate days as well. But, I mean, how when this guy is healthy? They said that he would be available in packages. In packages. Who makes their starting quarterback who makes $50 million available in packages?
Go off, King. Go off.
This is a soft benching of Kyler Murray. And I said a couple of days ago as
Yes.
well, the debate was going on. And I already had this thought about the soft benching before I was asked this question, but who has more trade value right here, right now? Kyler Murray
Yep.
or Brandon Aubrey? And it's probably Murray
It's
still.
probably
It's
Kyler.
probably still Murray,
Yes,
right?
Yes. But I understand where you're coming from. If you have to be compared to a kicker, then you probably are like
Kyler Murray
you're-
net at first right now?
No, he doesn't go for first.
Okay, so he's
No
go
way.
for a second.
Yes, probably.
Okay, so he goes for a second.
Yes, probably.
Brandon Aubrey probably goes for a third.
He's so good, dude.
If you
His
can
that
guarantee
leg
the
is insane.
bad guy at the end of the day, if you can guarantee the career of Justin Tucker for your team for the next 10 years, you do it today.
Yeah.
And you give away whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Not a first-round pick, probably.
Okay, so-
but like a third-round pick, who cares about third-round pick?
Hold on. Do you think I'm crazy for saying this? Because I said this to Jeremy Chuggs, the Texans Today host and live producer of Raiders. I had said, if you're Carolina, do you call up the Arizona Cardinals and say, we'll give you a second-round pick for Kyler Murray? It's an offense already designed for a miniature quarterback.
True.
And Kyler's better than Bryce Young. We Ben knew this.
Yeah,
So
we
why not
do.
offer a second and say, we'll get a better version of Bryce Young, which the offense is already tailored for, and just try and make something happen this year?
I think
Is that crazy?
if the Cardinals were called up by the Panthers and said, we'll do Bryce Young for Kyler Murray right now, the Cardinals would say yes. So
I don't think it's that crazy.
But I don't think it's that crazy that the Panthers would want Murray over Young, though.
I mean,
I know
look,
Bryce Young's not been that great. He's
Don't-
throwing
don't-
60% completion this
Dude, he's
year.
not good.
11 touchdowns, 6 picks.
Kyler's better than Bryce. He's better than Bryce.
Winning football games, though.
Yes, but we
Panthers
know
got
it's
5
not
wins.
because of against the Green Bay Packers.
I
What was
won't
his
say-
passer rating? 46?
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. I'm not going to say it's been because of Bryce Young. I also won't say it's been in spite of Bryce Young either. I think he's been good enough. But just the downfall as Sam Brown walks in here of Kyler Murray is just,
Yeah.
to be quite frank with you, an atrocity.
Okay, we're bringing on Sam Brown.
Maybe he can provide some insight
Come
here
on,
on his
Sam.
guy, Kyler Murray. We're debating whether or not it was a soft benching of
It
Kyler
was
Murray in
definitely a
Arizona.
soft benching.
Jonathan Gannon already told media that they expect to go back to Kyler Murray once he's healthy. So that's that.
What's there to be said about the fact that there was talk of Kyler Murray being available in certain packages for this game last night, yet he was not named the starter?
Foot injuries are weird. I think that's probably just the Cardinals trying to make the Cowboys game plan a bunch, which I'm sure they did.
A little gamesmanship.
I'm sure the dummy staff in Dallas went ahead
Clearly,
and
they
drew up
game
some
planned for
schemes.
some Kyler out there because they got blitzed by
Oh,
Jakobi Brissett.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Kyler had played, it would have been even uglier, if we're being frank.
For the resident Broncos fan in the office, Mr. Sam Brown,
What's up, Broncos fans?
we've got an hour left. Does anything happen?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Does anything happen across the league?
Something's going to happen across. Is there a buzzer beater, Smitty? Is there a buzzer beater trade that happens sub 20 minutes?
Yes. Yes. I don't know how much of a impact name is it. Is it a Pro Bowler that gets dealt around that time? I don't know. But somebody impact player is getting dealt. The Jets are making one more move. I don't care.
You think so?
The Breece Hall reports are still out there.
Yeah, how interesting is it that Pelissero is saying that the Jets aren't expected to? Yeah, I bet you the Jets are telling Pelissero that they're not expected to trade Breece Hall, so the price goes up a little bit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ricky.
Anything. I need it. I need it to hit.
Breece Young wants to be traded. He wants to be out of the New York Jets.
Have we already hit the more here?
No. 7?
Oh,
I
my
think we're at?
gosh.
We're getting close. We're way closer than I thought we were when I
Logan
saw this
Wilson.
graphic.
Sauce, Shaheed, Bears Edge,
Quinnen Williams.
Jakobi Meyers, Quinnen Williams.
6.
6.
6 trades today. Interesting.
6 deals so far. We'll see if we get more here in the last hour. Under an hour to go until the trade deadline. As you're watching NFL Daily, the Bills breakdown, Falcons today, and the Broncos breakdown here at Chat Sports.
This is so unfortunate. How does the rest of the NFL truly believe that their team is so damn set on either side? Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like,
Bills Mafia, you know this team ain't set on both sides.
we know that the Falcons are, we've got
They're in
5,
disarray.
they've got 5 draft picks, and they're in clear panic mode with this coaching staff.
Yep.
What are we doing?
Yep.
Trade somebody.
Yeah,
Somebody.
The Falcons need to trade people away. The Broncos and Bills need to trade 4 people, and
Yeah.
yet we've seen no movement.
Yeah, it's just insane. How could you sit there if you're Terry Fontenot and say, we're just fine over here? We're just fine.
Brandon Bean, Terry Pagula. How are we not saying the same things?
Wait a minute.
I see these rumors flying around about Deebo Samuel to the Bills. Guys, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. If you guys want us to talk about the Bills some more or the Broncos or the Falcons some more, you guys can make it happen by sending in a super chat. Or if you're in our main Chat Sports channel chat, you can send in a super chat and we'll talk about whatever team you discuss. Every $10 super chat, we enter you in to win a jersey of your choice that will run for a raffle at the end of today's show. And then every $20 super chat, Moose has some Bean Boozled over there. I'll take the next Bean Boozled that comes in over on the Bills Breakdown channel if we get a 20 over there.
Okay, so this is funny. Broncos country, you're going to love this.
Oh, boy.
Joey, our Ravens host, he just messaged me and said, would you give Mark Andrews and Rashad Bateman for Nick Bonito? And I told him, you can fall down a well. You
That
can
is
fall
so bad.
down a well.
Why? Would
That
even-
is hysterically bad.
What kind of 12-year-old Madden player trade is that?
That is a Joey. That is insane.
Yeah, the Jets,
Absolutely
the Jets owner's
not.
son tried to make that trade.
All right, let's
We
hit
do
him.
a bunch of super chats.
Patrick, who do the Jets have for tight end? Mason Taylor, but he's a rookie, so I don't think that's going to end up happening. If the Broncos do go out and get a tight end, I could see it now being Chigakonkwo. Outside of that, probably nothing else is going to be doing. Malik, why not Noah Fant back to the Broncos? Because why would you
Yeah,
want
why
to do
Noah
that?
Fant back to the Broncos?
Well, yeah, why would you want that? I don't see that being a positive in any way.
He's been all right in Cincinnati.
He's been all right, but nothing. He's not a game breaker.
Is he? What needle is he moving past Evan Engram there? Same player.
Yeah, right. T. Higgins for a second or third or fourth round pick, DB4L. I don't think the Bengals are giving up T. Higgins whatsoever, so you could try, but it wouldn't work. Kyle Evans, Feels like Denver has PTSD from the Russell Wilson trade. Wow, that's a great way of putting it. You might be right. That might be absolutely spot on.
Just afraid to make deals.
I guess so. I guess so. D Broncos. Imagine Waddle getting those 60 targets instead of Franklin. Please don't do this to me. I'm feeling the pain of it already right now. Go get him. Go Broncos. I want it. I need it. It has to happen. William Moose. Big fan of your content. I watch every day on Broncos Breakdown. What are the odds Broncos trade for Waddle? It's going to cost a first-round pick, it looks like. It does look like it. So, William, I hope it happens, but I'm not holding out for anything right now. Luigi. We ain't trading, right? You got 53 minutes. George, buzzer beater. Let's go. Come on. Scott
Van Loo coming up for the Bills Breakdown. What's going on, brother? If Brandin Beane would go for a lower tier wide receiver like Bateman from the Ravens or Judy, which one would you take? Ooh. I think Jerry Judy has a hands problem, and I don't want to be frustrated in a big playoff game and have Jerry Judy have a big drop. But is Bateman a better receiving talent than Jerry Judy? I would say no. I like Rashad Bateman, though. I think he's physical at the catch point. He maybe needs a different change of scenery there to really blossom. But is he a game-breaking number one receiver? Probably not. I would say Jerry Judy is probably the higher ceiling name there, if you ask me.
This is from Falcons. Yeah.
Corey, what's up? What's this?
Sauce versus London and Jonathan Taylor this week. Our run defense, and we have to run Bijan. It is not looking good in Germany, my friend. But I'm hoping and holding out that the Falcons somehow beat the absolute you-know-what out of the Indianapolis Colts. But yes, Drake London versus Sauce Gardner this week, no doubt. DJ, trade Mooney in a second for T. Higgins. That won't happen, but I like the way you think. The Falcons also need a wide receiver. They definitely need another pass catcher behind Drake London. I don't know that it's going to happen, though, my friend. I hope that they do something before the end of the deadline, but one can only just cross their fingers. Brown, this has got to be Maine, right? Falcons. Brown, Shador trade Sanders for Murray. Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Jordan, I don't think the Browns are going to be trading Shador Sanders anytime. Slap yourself. Got it. Moose, would you have the option of who you would trade? If you had the option, who would you trade? He's a Broncos fan. Got it. Slap yourself. Go subscribe to the Broncos Breakdown. Jaylen Waddle, but if not, David Njoku at this point or Chigakonkwo, get somebody. Garrett Wilson. Make a big splash play. Make a big move. Please, we got 50 minutes left. Make the move. Any information on a Chargers trade? I'm a Broncos guy, so I hope they don't make any moves. I hope that they don't. Trade Fields to the Commanders. We've given up. I'm assuming that's a Commanders fan that's answering this. How about Kirk Cousins? Would you take Kirk Cousins? Please. Please.
Dude, Tim Graham, Bills athletic reporter,
Yeah.
tweeting out 1 minute ago.
Yep.
Keep an eye on Deebo Samuel and or Von Miller to Buffalo from Washington. I mean, you've got to be kidding.
Can we please get something? Come on, man. Come on, man.
That would be a massive disappointment for the Bills. Massive disappointment trading for Deebo effing Samuel.
Chase Daniel said an hour ago, the Broncos are still sniffing around.
Tim Graham, you got to be shitting me.
Come on, man. Wait a minute. Fun tweet here that you'll like.
I'll like it.
Now we have an hour left before the trade deadline. This is one of the Broncos Twitter accounts. Maybe George Payton wants to do his best Bo Nix impression in the fourth quarter to get a deal done. Buzzer beater trade, maybe.
Maybe.
Get Jaylen Waddle.
We had a super chat coming in from the Bills breakdown as well. Tim Graham says keep an eye on Deebo Samuel and or Von Miller from Buffalo to Washington.
Yikes.
And Tim Graham also doesn't tweet that much, so.
Please.
He's a big retweeter. He doesn't tweet himself a lot. Oh, Vincent, what's going on, brother? He said, I don't want a wide receiver unless it's a true outside number one. Well, unfortunately, I don't believe that a true outside number one is available at this point. Rasheed Shaheed got traded from New Orleans. Seems like they're going to keep Chris Olave. Doesn't seem like Garrett Wilson's going to get traded. Doesn't seem like Jaylen Waddle is going to get traded. And if he does, not from Miami to Buffalo. So, not so sure a true alpha number one receiver is going to be on the market here for Buffalo. And they're turning their attention to Deebo Samuel. And I'll crash out.
I've got 1,400 people rocking with us in the building right now on Broncos. I've got 700 people rocking on Falcons. We've got tons of people watching on Maine. We've got tons of people watching on Bills. Here's what I need everybody to do. If you want more football content, if you want us to go live for every trade deadline, every game here surrounding your favorite teams, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. It's completely free. It'll never cost you a single thing. Hit subscribe and join our growing family today.
I just spam my sub link in my Bills breakdown chat there. Hit the subscribe button. We go live for every Bills game day. We upload free Bills content all week long leading up to it, whether it's injury news, game previews, game recaps, take videos, trade rumors. I mean, those are going to be kind of over now as the deadline passes. But there's going to be more Bills content all season long. So subscribe and turn notifications on.
For our oh my God, I keep exploding everybody's eardrums. I apologize. We're also gonna be live tonight for the first college football playoff rankings. So we will be live later tonight. It'll be myself, Harrison Graham, Joey Peterson for the first college football playoff rankings. Also, we do basketball.
Yep.
We just finished the World Series. We were doing some baseball as well. We do it all here at our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. So if this is your first time ever watching the content, there's plenty more. Don't miss out.
What?
My guy Ryan LaRue came in with a super chat. Absolute legend.
You're scaring me for a second there, Smitty. All right, let's get these chat rates going up. Get your favorite team down in the chat below. If you're watching on Bills, Broncos, or Falcons, we know which one yours is going to be. But if you're watching on our live main channel, get your favorite team down in the comment section down below. We're going to pick one team, and we're going to talk about them here as we get this chat rate spiked.
Bills fans, everybody give me a Go Bills down in the chat. We know who you're rooting on. So does everybody say hello to each other with a good old Go Bills. Go Bills. Josina Anderson knows nothing but what you say. Yo, and the sky's
Why
blue.
would anybody care?
And I have
dude?
blonde hair and thick glasses. Yeah, yo, Josina sucks.
And I have a hairy back. Like,
Yep.
let's go. Like, we knew this. We knew this. Oh,
That is one of the most ridiculous look at me tweets I've ever seen in my entire life.
I cannot.
She wanted to be a part of it by getting Evan Neal's name involved. I mean, what a joke. You sound like Wesley Steinberg. That's a Wesley Steinberg tweet. That's a Wesley Steinberg tweet.
Brian Thomas Jr., is it possible?
No.
Come on. Smitty, do you want to do us the honors?
Yeah, I can do the honors. Get your favorite team in the chat right now. I'm picking. We're going to talk about them in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Giants. The New York Football.
Well, apparently nobody's got
Giants.
any.
No Evan Neal.
No Evan Neal.
No Evan Neal
That's, at least we know that.
Giants aren't getting calls on Evan Neal. The Giants have a couple of players in some trade candidate lists. Kayvon Thibodeau is a name that's being thrown around, but they have signaled that they want to keep him. Dexter Lawrence is a name that's kind of in trade rumors, not really. He would be another player who commands a Quinnen Williams-like package from a contender out there.
What about Kayvon Thibodeau?
Thibodeau, I don't know if he would go for that type of package. The Giants probably would only trade him for a really, really good offer, something like an early day 2 selection or better. I don't think they would get that kind of deal at this point. He's a really good player. I think the Giants probably want to have as much talent along that defensive front as possible. They're just a team that needs to kind of get new leadership. They have the pieces in place outside of like wide receiver, but that's a reason that they need to get rid of the current people in charge. Like Joe Shane, their GM, has basically put no effort into getting true receiving talent outside of a gimme layup pick in Malik Neighbors. He gave $12 million to Darius Slayton a year this past offseason. Nobody else was giving Darius Slayton $12 million in the entire league.
Yep.
So, like, and when Neighbors goes down, we see that the Giants suffer because they have no weapons out there.
Correct.
So they were thinking there was a possibility they could go trade for one now, but doesn't look likely here. And they're probably just headed towards a complete regime overhaul with a new leadership behind Jackson Dart next season.
It's unfortunate if you're a Giants fan because you really want to see Jackson Dart continue to develop with some awesome weapons around him. I know you get Malik Neighbors back, but you were thinking, is there an opportunity now with Cam Scatterbu out that you could go out and trade for another piece to maybe fight for the remainder of the semblance of a season you have? Jackson Dart looks like the guy. Cam Scatterbu's an absolute dog. When Malik Neighbors is healthy, obviously one of the best receivers in the league, there's no doubt. But if you're a Giants fan, you just got to wait one more year, and that's frustrating.
Yep. But Dart showing some good things as well.
Yes,
Moose,
without
you
a
wanna pick
doubt.
a team we can talk about?
Yeah, let's do it.
Shout out your favorite team. We'll pick a name here in the next 15, 20 seconds or so, and we'll talk about him here with the deadline 42 minutes out.
All right, I'll do this in 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rams. I see the Rams.
The
Rams.
The Rams.
What have the Rams done today? Have they done anything? I don't think they've done anything.
No, but they're not a team that's a stranger to making deadline deals. They
Of course.
absolutely always want to improve, and they look like a team that could easily come out of the NFC if everybody's healthy over there.
Yep.
Puka Nacua was having a historic wide receiver season before he got injured.
Well, now Devontae Adams has seemed to really pop in that offense now.
Absolutely.
Was he have 5 touchdowns in his last 3 games? Something along
I think he
along
had a
those
hat
lines?
trick in that,
Yeah.
that Jaguar
It's
game a couple
unbelievable.
weeks ago. So they look like as good as any team in the NFC. Stafford is still as talented as any quarterback on any given Sunday. And they have a ton of talent on the defensive side as well. Their defensive front, the players they have brought in via the draft over the past few years have been awesome. Jared Verse already looks like a top 10 pass rusher in the
100%.
league.
Yep.
Braden Fisk can make plays in the interior over there. They have really solid off-ball linebacker play as well. They have good owners, good leadership,
Great head coach.
good GM. Probably goated head coach. The top 3 head coach in the NFL, and a Hall of Fame quarterback. Now, it's pretty hard to mess that up. It's pretty hard to mess things up when you have all those things in place.
I completely agree with you. And if you're the Rams and if you're a Rams fan, I'm not entirely sure how many of them exist, but you have to think that this is probably like the last couple of years in the Matt Stafford window that you have of actually
2-3
making,
more max.
trying to win another Super Bowl. I look at the Rams and I say they've got so many different pieces. They would probably be smart to draft a quarterback this year, at least at some point, and just try to develop somebody under Matt Stafford for the last couple of years that they've got. I don't see them making any huge moves today. They'd probably be buyers if they did, but I'm going to be completely honest. I think they're completely set with the team they've got around them.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure what their draft capital situation looks like, but they're a team that is always pretty quick to shell that stuff away if they can make some improvements. They might not even have the proper capital to kind of make some proper deals this trade deadline cycle.
Completely agree with you. All right, that's that little team that we talked about there after picking another one. 40 minutes left. Let's ask this question to the entire room and to the fans still watching. How many more trades happen before the trade deadline completely finishes?
We haven't had one in what, 45 minutes?
45 minutes at least. At least.
Quinnen Williams was the last one to come through, right?
Yep. 100%.
That feels like an hour ago at this point.
Feels like a long time ago. I'm going to say one more. One more happens. I don't know who it's going to be, but I think one more officially happens, and I'm hoping that it is one of our 3 teams that we are simulcasting to at this point.
Absolutely. How many more trades happen before this thing's done? Let us know. In the Bills chat, let me know how many more trades. 2 trades, says Pack. A couple more super chats coming in from all angles here.
Oh.
checking my Bills Twitter refresh here.
I'm trying to do the exact same thing. I'm checking Falcons. I'm checking Broncos. I'm checking everything.
Just ridiculous, man. I'm not seeing anything outside of that last report about Deebo or Vaughn, and that would be a massive disappointment, Bills fans. I know we're going to talk about it in a couple minutes, but that would just be disaster. Like, dude, Tim Graham's getting ratioed on Twitter right now.
This is, and if you're a Broncos and a Falcons fan, you're thinking to yourself, again, how is it possible that both of these teams believe that they are perfectly set for the remainder of the season?
Yo, I'd rather trade for Luke McCaffrey. I'd rather trade for Luke McCaffrey than Deebo Samuel. Oh, he's cooked too, right? Oh yeah, but he had a couple nice games before he got hurt. I still probably rather trade for Luke McCaffrey hurt over Deebo Samuel. He stinks.
Sweet.
Yeah, and you already have Khalil Shakir, who's a borderline running back at receiver. Like,
yeah.
Second. Two down low. Thanks, gang. Appreciate it. For sure. Early this morning, Logan Wilson, linebacker for the Cincinnati Bengals, no longer a linebacker for the Cincinnati Bengals. He lands in Dallas for a 7th-round pick. He had requested a trade out of Cincy, and, you know, when that happens, that stuff goes public. Your trade value kind of diminishes around the league. So Dallas only has to give up a 7th to get a starting level, Pro Bowl level off-ball backer.
That is crazy to me. Not getting at least a 5th-round pick is egregious if you're a Bengals fan. They continue to make mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. The only one trade that I will say they get any credit for is obviously going out and getting Joe Flacco.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was a savior season type of move, but they lost a really silly game this past week to the Bears that they probably should have won at the end of the closing seconds.
Completely agree.
And then Jakobi Meyers ended up getting dealt earlier this morning as well, right before we went live here, for a 4th and a 6th-round pick. The rumored asking price from Vegas was a 3rd-round pick, but Jakobi Meyers, another guy who had requested out at the beginning of the season and had maintained that trade stance out of Vegas there. Pretty much that's kind of a 3rd-round pick here with the 4th and the 6th combo. If I was the Broncos, if I was the Buffalo Bills, I would have probably thought about making this type of package for Jakobi Meyers, but he ends up in Jacksonville as Travis Hunter went on injured reserve.
And the Jacksonville Jaguars making this move is kind of a head-scratcher to me. Not because I don't think that they're in the buying market, but they were not linked to anybody this entire trade deadline talk. Nobody was talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, here they come. Jakobi Meyers will take it off your hands. Thank you very much. But again, look, it's fine. I just wish this would have been a move for one of our teams, specifically the Bills and the Broncos, who have been very, very active in making phone calls for a wide receiver.
Absolutely. And then an absolute bombshell move.
Insane.
Blockbuster. Open the video stores back up because Sauce Gardner is an Indianapolis Colt. And the Jets, I mean, they got a haul too, man. 2 first-round picks in exchange for a cornerback. And look, it's one of the league's best corners. But the Jets are in free fall. They just paid him a ton of money. They get off of a bunch of money as well. A couple of nice cap reliefs over the next couple of seasons for the Jets as well when they made all these fire sale type of moves. They clearly don't see a future with these stars, and Sauce Gardner heads to Indy. They get 2 firsts and a receiving option as well, who's on a rookie deal in A.D. Mitchell.
The most insane trade I have ever seen for a cornerback in my entire life. 2 first-round picks for a corner is out of this world. But the Colts clearly believe they just were one cornerback away from being not only the best team in the NFL, but Super Bowl contenders. So shout out to the Colts, but also shout out to the Jets who continue to stockpile those draft picks.
And for those of you who thought that the Bills should go out there and trade for a wide receiver, well, a lot of the notable names that really were the likeliest to move around this trade deadline are off the board. Jakobi Meyers to the Jaguars, and then Rasheed Shaheed, the speedster down from New Orleans, goes to the Seahawks, and they just get a whole heck of a lot better there. The Seahawks have already been one of the best teams in football so far this year, and their offense just got that much more lethal. I mean, Sam Darnold is playing like an MVP candidate right now, and he gets another weapon that not only makes his life easier, but also the life easier of JSN. Rasheed Shaheed's going to sprint down the field, get defenses back on their heels and moving back toward the end zone, and that leaves wide open of grass underneath for JSN, who's having a great season as well. They gave up a 4th and a 5th, which probably outbid teams like Buffalo, teams like Denver, teams like Pittsburgh here who are making calls on receivers, and I'm sure Shaheed as well.
Well, I'm sure now looking back at it, the Mickey Loomis deal to the Denver Broncos, a 4th-round pick for Devon Vele, is probably looming over Loomis's head, no pun intended. So I'm sure that was probably something that the Broncos were trying to explore at least a little bit, but obviously Mickey Loomis is like, now we got to do what's best in the interest of our football team. We got a 4th and a 5th. We'll send him over to the Seahawks. The Bears then come in, trading for Joe Tryon. They needed edge help, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's not the biggest splash move that you were looking for. Obviously, the Bears didn't want to spend too much capital, but they do get an edge rusher to help them out on that defensive line. And then another big-time trade, Quinnen Williams, the last trade made to the Dallas Cowboys. The Jets receiving Mozzie Smith, a 2026 6th and a 2027 first-round pick. The last trade that was made, the biggest trade outside of the Sauce Gardner trade, and now we're still waiting on if any other trades happen in the next half an hour.
So putting a little couple of pieces together here as, again, Buffalo's looking for receiver help. Deebo Samuel, the rumored name right now. The Commanders are signing Treylon Burks to their 53-man roster.
Woo! Big stuff!
But it kind of could be a precursor to letting a receiver go like Deebo there.
Broncos, Falcons, Bills.
Looks like the ball.
I'm just saying.
Looks like Buffalo's in potential talks.
I need something to happen. Because in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to be the most amped up and antsy that I've been all day long.
A couple of super chats came in on Bills. We'll get to those in a little bit. As 6 trades have been made today. What happened with the Chef tweet? Oh, yes. Yeah, the 6 trades today tie for the 3rd most on any trade deadline day going back to 1990. 10 trades in 2022 and 8 trades in 2024.
Why not make 2 more?
Why
not make 3 more? Make it the most.
I just got a Slack from my boss, by the way.
What did he say?
And he said, hey, sounds like I'm outside. I need to move the fan.
It does sound like you're outside.
I moved the fan.
Oh, wow.
Our boss hit us up and said, hey, you guys are doing an all right job so far, but I'm not liking the like numbers. He said we need to get to a 50% ratio. We're at 808 right now, which is great. But to get to a 50% ratio, we'd have to get to...
Do the math in your head right now. Wait, we need 2,800. Oh, wait, no, that's my bad math. I thought 800 was 800 is obviously more than 50% of 1,400. I wasn't listening. But we do need 1,400 likes to get to 50%.
Yeah,
Yes.
So hit that like button. Look, I might make a side deal with the boss and say, hey, if we can just get to 1,000, is that a good? And I think he'll be reasonable. But he said 14 or we're going to have a meeting after the live. And I don't want to have a meeting after the live. I don't think Smitty or Moose do either.
No,
that would be all of us. That wouldn't just be me.
Yeah.
Don't want any of that.
We're already up to 912.
I think we're going to need some more on the Bills Breakdown channel as well. 687 people are watching over there. 320 likes. Love to get to 350 real quick. We'd love to get to 350 so we're above that 50% threshold.
I think if we get to 1,000, we might be able to avoid the meeting. So
that'd be sick.
I'm okay with that.
We're about 50 away.
I'm okay with that. And if you're a Broncos fan, hit that thumbs up icon. If you're a Falcons fan, hit that thumbs up icon. Let's get our numbers up as well so that we don't get the dreaded slack from the bosses saying, hey, you didn't quite come through for what we were looking for. Now, we've got 30 minutes left. This is the time that buzzer beaters happen. This is it right here. This is when you're going to see the last moves potentially being made. Could it be that something crazy happens? We hope. But as of right now, if you're a Broncos fan, if you're a Falcons fan, you're probably pretty disappointed in the way that today has turned out.
Yeah.
Or a Bills fan. Well, he's not getting dealt.
Yep. Appreciate you guys hitting that thumbs up icon, liking today's stream. We haven't. There's a couple of super chats we haven't hit on Bill. So yeah,
Let's hit him.
let's hit some super chats here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ryan says he wants a certain jersey. We'll see if you end up winning the raffle. We could maybe get that to you. Might be on sale right now, to be honest. And then my guy Thomas Jones say, could Bean get Deebo Samuel from Washington? That's the rumor right now. That's the rumor. I would not be happy about it, to be quite honest with you. Not only do I think Deebo Samuel is not really a needle-moving wide receiver at this point, or really at any point. He's never been a true receiving talent. He's always been a kind of a just do-it-all gadget guy that can make plays with the ball in his hand. The Bills already have a player that fits that exact profile in Khalil Shakir. I wanted to go out and get a guy like you see up top on your screen right now in Rasheed Shaheed. That would have been a field stretcher or a better boundary route runner than a guy like Keon Coleman and Jakobi Meyers. Yes, he's not a top-end speed guy, but neither is Coleman. So I would like to see the Bills get somebody who can just do a little bit more than Deebo Samuel can as a true wide receiver, especially when they have Shakir. Like, what are you going to do? Run both guys on nickel on bubble screens out of the slot? Like, it would be ugly. It would be ugly. From Broncos. The Broncos.
We hit this one already, but
William
hit
Harrison?
that one as well. Chris Bell coming in with the 20. That means I got another Bean Boozled coming up here. Captain Stark. Why are the Broncos not making any moves? Because George Payton is very conservative, and Sean Payton probably believes that this team doesn't need another one. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. All right, here's the next one.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes,
Whatever
sir.
that was. It was disgusting. No, it's disgusting.
What was it?
I don't know what that was. Old bandage.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's
can't.
terrible. And it lingers. You don't want it. You don't want that.
Oh,
thing.
my God. Ugh. Oh, that's so bad. Bengals trade Duke Tobin for McDonald's GM.
Seeing Breece Hall could be a Chief soon. Yeah, I don't know about that. Breece Hall deleted his tweet. He might be staying with the Jets here. And then Captain Crunch.
Shout out to you.
What up, Captain?
Oh, I don't want to see Waddle's name attached to anything right now. It's making me sick.
And Tua package to Washington. That'd be crazy. Tua's probably a pretty expensive player to trade for if you.
Very. And who would want Tua?
Not many.
I don't think anybody.
Not many, folks. Moose.
I got it.
You're so beautiful.
You know, here's what's funny. Is that Omaha Steaks make the best gift in the world, and the Broncos clearly don't want to give a gift to their fans. But if you want to have some of the most delicious steaks out there, Omaha Steaks is definitely the place for you. Every single time that I turn a year older, my aunt sends me a package of Omaha Steaks, and it's one of my favorite gifts that I receive every single year. You can enjoy grass-fed, grain-finished, extra-aged, USDA-certified tender steaks, juicy burgers, and more game day favorites like wings, deli-style Franks and Brats, and Philly cheesesteaks, all with Omaha Steaks. They offer unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is packed by their 100% guarantee. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. They also carry mouth-watering burgers, chicken, pork, seafood, and delectable desserts like I mentioned before. You can make game day delicious with the official sponsor of tailgating. Visit omahasteaks.com and get $35 off with promo code NFL Daily at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com and promo code NFL Daily, NFLDAILY at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. All of that in the comments and description of today's live stream and our videos.
It was great. It was a great job. It was a great
Thank
job.
you. I
Great
appreciate
spelling as well.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm not the greatest speller, but I am really good at eating steak, and that's where Omaha Steaks comes in, and I'm looking forward to my next birthday.
I know. I'm gonna get set up for that deal. I'm set. 3 more in the next 24
Come
minutes.
on!
All right. I'm gonna put my fork in the sand, if that's the
Correct term.
correct term. I don't know. It kind of is maybe. I think the Bills are gonna make a move for Deebo Samuel. I think the Bills are gonna trade for Deebo Samuel.
Well.
They're gonna trade. It'll be probably would it be a 6-7 swap for Deebo Samuel?
6-7.
Could be. You like that? You like that, Jack? Speaking of you like that, Kirk Cousins, could he be traded today?
No,
Doubt
he's
it.
not. He's
Doubt
not going to
it.
get traded.
Let us know in the comments
Both
what you
of the
think.
teams that I cover clearly don't care about getting better in any sort of directional standpoint. So, whatever. Unbelievable.
The Deebo stuff has likes. Yeah, when people are tweeting out on Bill's Twitter, when Tim Graham says look out for something, you should look out for it. We will see. We will see. 23 minutes on the clock for Brandin Beane to make a move.
I do find it crazy because Schefter had that note that 6 trades is tied for the 3rd since however long ago. Like, it's been kind of boring today. And for that to be the 3rd most, tied for 3rd most, trade deadlines just nothing happens.
Roster move here.
What do we got?
Panthers are releasing Hendon Hooker.
Kyler Murray incoming.
League altering.
Are they setting up for the Kirk Cousins trade?
No.
Who's to say?
No.
No, Kyler Murray incoming.
I would love it. I would love it. I would love to be right. God. Please do something. I can't continue to speculate.
What if it's a Curtis Samuel for Deebo Samuel trade?
Would that actually happen?
It could.
All right. Talk about the Bills. Smitty, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a weird spot. They have the best quarterback in football in Josh Allen.
Not in the 4th quarter, but all right.
And maybe
Because
not.
that's Bo Chapman Knicks. But
Oh.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Check down Charlie Bo
Just
Nix.
throwing it out there, frankly.
Bo Nix has been solid as well, but Josh has been alien-like at QB. And there's been a lot of, honestly, trouble with the pass game. It's just really inconsistent. The Bills have played a lot of games where they haven't had to rely on Josh Allen in the pass game. James Cook's been electric so far this year, but it's mainly been because they've been one-dimensional. They don't really have a lot of receiving talent on the boundary there. They signed Josh Palmer in the offseason. He didn't really come along until the Falcons game a couple weeks ago where he ended up getting injured, and he's been out week to week with an ankle. So Keon Coleman hasn't shown you anything since the Week 1 game against Baltimore. They need to go out there and get a separator at the receiver spot. Now, there are rumors circulating about Deebo Samuel being that name after Jakobi Meyers and Rasheed Shaheed come off the board as trade candidates going to Jacksonville and Seattle, respectively. But I don't think Deebo Samuel fits the mold of what Buffalo should be looking for here. They have a guy who is a run-after-the-catch demon, a bubble screen guy, a gadget type of wide receiver plus in Khalil Shakir. What would be the sense in bringing Deebo Samuel, another player of that caliber, to Buffalo? I'm not so sure. Maybe they just want another underneath guy. You know, maybe they want an upgrade over Elijah Moore and Curtis Samuel and those types of guys who are on the field pretty frequently for Buffalo. Maybe Samuel's an upgrade. I don't think it's a crazy one, and I don't think it's worth giving up draft capital to go out there and acquire. If they end up doing it, we'll see. Maybe it makes them better. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the rumor that has legs right now in Buffalo. Also, Von Miller, a name to watch, who was in Buffalo previously. They had Michael Hoyt get injured with a torn Achilles on the edge there. They could be looking for more depth in the D-line, too.
Broncos fans know all about Vonnie.
Yeah, they know a lot of good things about Von. The Bills fans, not so much.
Not so much. No, we know what Von was like at his peak, and he's one of the greatest to ever do it.
Oh, yeah.
But the Denver Broncos currently sits in a position right now where the defense is the best in the league. You're a fourth quarter nightmare against other teams. The one thing we've been talking about, go get a tight end, go get a pass catcher, go get a wide receiver, and clearly George Payton right now kind of letting us down. Jaylen Waddle, available for the taking. Garrett Wilson, I mean, could you have made a trade for him? Could you go out and get Brian Thomas Jr.? There's a lot of names out there you can still make a trade for, George Payton, and nothing burger
Jordan
right now.
Schultz, 4 minutes ago. Teams have called. Jets not interested in trading Garrett Wilson. I don't think it's super surprising, but it's kind of surprising when you consider they've shipped off all the other top-end talent on their roster today.
Oh,
What's the best trade deadline move so far? You let me know in the chat, wherever you're watching from.
honestly, for the value of it all, I think it was Logan Wilson.
Yeah,
For a 7th-round pick is crazy.
hard to argue that.
It's definitely Logan Wilson.
Hard to argue that. Will Brandin
Come
be making-
on, George.
Brandin, what are you doing?
Tony. Abigail. Tony.
I see it, Tony. I don't see you, Brandon.
So an underrated one, I'm seeing Hunter in the main chat. He says the best move so far was the Jets getting 2 firsts for Sauce. And I actually, we have a Slack chat right now with Brett, our boss, and Sam, executive producer Sam, which, by the way, you guys should look at that. We've got to get our winners and losers solidified. But we're talking about who should be the winners and losers of the deadline. And I was like, honestly, even though they've shipped everyone off, are the Jets a winner?
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
Clearly, yes.
they've-
Not this year. Not
no,
this year.
but just like in general from the deadline. I mean, we went over their picks. They have what? 2 firsts and 2 seconds next year, and then 3 firsts the year after. Like, it's a complete and utter rebuild. But
the last time that they did this, they just shipped out one of the players they drafted then, and they're also thinking about shipping another one out, and Jermaine Johnson, who could be dealt before the deadline.
Schefter just tweeted, by the way, this isn't that much of a surprise, but as expected, A.J. Brown has not been and will not be traded at today's deadline. So A.J. Brown not going anywhere. So that's that.
I'm starting to feel
Well, we might
a little defeated.
We might get a few at the end. That always happens. 1 or 2 always trickle in at the end. So we've got about 16 and a half minutes. We will, after this, by the way, Q&A. Yes, no, maybe so.
Aren't we doing winners and losers?
We are, but do we also want to do?
I think we have to get respective cuts
Yeah.
on our actual channels, so I'm
Gotcha.
going to say no.
Let me slack with Sam real quick.
That's probably best if we get on stuff on our channels, especially with you having 2.
Yeah. Well,
15 minutes, pretty much.
this is starting to feel,
like a losing effort.
yep, like we're sinking, but could you just float back up to the surface?
Is there anything coming at the buzzer?
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yes, sir.
So Logan Wilson this morning gets dealt to the Dallas Cowboys. 7th-round pick, probably the best value pick for a very good Pro Bowl caliber linebacker. So the Bengals are giving him up for basically nothing. It's basically like, here he is for absolutely
Couldn't even
free.
get a 6th.
Couldn't even get a 6th. That's crazy. Then we saw our first wide receiver get moved. In fact, is he the only? No, second wide receiver that got moved today. Rasheed Shaheed is the other one. But Jakobi Meyers getting dealt to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Raiders get a 4th, the 6th, and then the biggest, big-time blockbuster trade of the day, Sauce
Woof.
getting dealt to the Indianapolis Colts for a 2026 first-round pick, a 2027 first-round pick. Adonai Mitchell also as well gets dealt. And then Rasheed Shaheed got moved as well to the Saints, 4th-round pick and a 5th-round pick in this upcoming draft. And Rasheed Shaheed gets dealt to the Pacific Northwest, where he will join Sam Darnold. The Chicago Bears in the Windy City got active as well, not giving up too much. Don't get that big of a game-breaker player. Joe Tryon from the Cleveland Browns. And then the most recent one, we have not seen anything happen in the last hour and change. Quinnen Williams dealt to the Dallas Cowboys as well for Mozzie Smith, a 2026 second and a 2027 first-round pick.
So the Jets not only getting some draft capital, a ton of this draft capital over the next 2 seasons, but they're also taking some flyers on some former high-level draft capital players in Mozzie Smith, who was a first-round pick of the Dallas Cowboys 2 years ago, and Adonai Mitchell, who I believe was a second-round pick of the Colts. Might end up being a late first.
It was a first.
It was a
first-round pick, yep.
Yeah, late first-round pick. So basically, I know the players have kind of shown that they are not immediate impacts in their NFL careers so far, but a collective, how many did they get today? 5 first-round picks they added to their arsenal today. I mean, Mozzie Smith and A.D. Mitchell are very young, still on the rookie deals. They're still on first-round rookie contracts, can be eventually given a 5th-year option as well. So if they end up blossoming in a new environment, then the Jets really made out like bandits today.
Without a doubt. You are so absolutely correct. The Jets clearly prepping for the future, while other teams not named the Bills, Broncos, and Falcons choose to get better and make moves for their current situation or their future. And we continue to just wait. The next 12 minutes will be very telling, but something tells me that we're going to be disappointed.
Yep.
Jose coming in on Broncos, DB4L. Shout out to you, my friend, DB4L indeed. McLaughlin and a 3rd-rounder to Arizona for McBride. Probably not going to happen. Jaleel not getting dealt. It looks like, look like the Broncos are going to make any moves today, which is just a head-scratcher in my opinion. Chris, I need a new jersey. Let's go Broncos. You and me both, brother.
I think one of the losers that can be on our list when we get it all done is we don't have to do like Bills, Broncos, Steelers, just one line. Wide receiver needy teams. Because the ones that were dealt, they were dealt to teams that we did not expect to be in on wide receiver trades today. Teams have made calls on receivers all trade deadline cycle, the ones that we cover specifically, Broncos and Buffalo, and the Steelers as well. And none of them have acquired a boundary player today.
It's frustrating. Very frustrating. Danny, super fan of the Broncos breakdown. Broncos fans can be happy that Las Vegas got weaker. Yeah, but let's be completely honest. They didn't pose that big of a threat to begin with Jakobi Meyers. I want something that'll make the Broncos better. Just Add Gaming. If we make 0 moves, season is over. Falcons fans frustrated that no trading away of any player, really not one player off the books, not a single other draft pick acquired. It's crazy. Terry Fontenot gets super active in the draft, and yet nothing happens at the trade deadline. Matthew, just join in. Anything on the Falcons? Not a peep. Not a peep.
It's crickets in Orchard Park, too.
If the Falcons stay put, is it a tacit acceptance from the front office that the season is over? No, I think it's the exact opposite. I believe they're really telling you that they believe that they can still win football games, even with the incompetency from Raheem Morris and the predictable play calling from Zach Robinson and the lack of Bijan getting involved in the last couple of games. It's complacency. It's what are we doing? What are we doing? Can we see how many picks the Falcons, Broncos, and Bills have right now? I know the Falcons only have 5. The Broncos have 7.
Bills
picks.
have 7 as well.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 sevens.
I can tell you right now exactly how many picks the Broncos have. If you just give me a quick moment while I pull up our Tankathon.
This is yes, if you guys want us to talk about your team here, as we have just less than 10 minutes now to go until the trade deadline is passed. You can send in a $5 super chat, $sign next to the chat box to contribute to the shows today. Every $10 super chat, we are running a raffle at the end of the program where we'll be giving away an NFL jersey of your choice. So if you've sent in a $10 super chat, stick around for the raffle, and we can give away an NFL jersey. You got to be here, though, for us to get in contact with you. So,
Do you want to hear something that is absolutely buck wild?
what's that?
The Denver Broncos have 10 draft picks in the 2026 draft, and you haven't even bothered to give up one of them.
Clearly a lack of priority there.
10.
Do you see this detail about the Quinnen Williams trade as well? The Cowboys are sending the higher of their 2027 2 first-round picks, their own or the Packers, to the Jets.
Well, that would be theirs because the Packers are 5-2-1, and the Cowboys are 3-5-1. So,
When they say higher of the two, that means closer to 1, right?
yes.
Okay. It gets weird
Yes.
there with the wording.
Yes. The higher meaning like the better.
Better,
The
yeah.
better, yeah.
Yeah. I think
Last 8
anymore
minutes.
is 2 words. Any more trades happen today? Y for yes, N for no. You guessed it. You predict it in our chat right now. We did.
We also got one on Broncos as well.
My freaking Commanders. Malcolm, they may be trading away Deebo Samuel or Von Miller here before the deadline's up in the next 8 minutes. We'll see.
Go! Ooh, somebody that you know about there, Smitty. No, not that one. Dawson Knox.
Dawson Knox traded Denver for a 6th rounder.
Would you do it?
Bills don't have a 6th rounder. I would do it.
Thank you. Brandin Bean's replacement.
That's why I'm not the Bills general manager, by the way.
That's wonderful.
They didn't make any trades at all.
They're a joke of a franchise.
Idiots over there. Look at what they see what the
Joke.
Jets are doing, and they're not doing the same old thing. What happened?
Oh, is it? Oh, it's. I thought it was NFL related. I believe it.
It's NFL trade deadline day. Oh, man. All the teams that we don't like are making deals. The teams that we do like, they're not.
Chef's kiss. And here's the thing. If you were to tell me at the beginning of this that the Colts made no moves, if you were to tell me the Patriots made no moves, if the Chiefs made no moves, I could understand the Denver Broncos sitting back and saying, okay, well, nobody else at the very top of the standings.
Check
the
ball.
charge, yeah,
Let's
right.
go.
We'll just, right, exactly. Everybody's staying put. Let's just go straight
Check
up for
up.
straight up. But the Colts went out and they got better.
Yeah.
They got better. The Patriots have traded players. They got better. They got draft picks for the future. Drake May is balling out right now.
Yep.
You mean to tell me there wasn't a single player that you could have gone out and given up some extra draft capital for and said, this will make our team instantly better?
I had no
Not
idea.
one.
I had no idea they had 10 picks either. I mean, that's just
10.
you're not adding 10 rookies to that team next year. You're not. Yeah.
So he's staying put.
Jaylen Waddle will stay in put. Not great here. Oh, Dak. It's the pick. Yeah.
Yesterday.
Oh, yeah, yesterday, right? He's a creative player.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd say the New York Jets are another.
Just make it the New York Jets instead. Dallas Cowboys, New York Jets, and then the other winner is probably.
Yeah. I get. Yeah. We could,
I see what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because the Jets
They
don't.
are.
They have 5 first-round picks in the next 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wide receiver needy teams.
The
Yeah.
Cincinnati Bengals.
The Cincinnati Bengals. Just got a $10 super chat coming in from the Bills.
One more time, hit that sub button if you're on Broncos Breakdown or on Falcons Today. If you are a huge fan of either of those teams, if you love what we do here, hit that subscribe button. We're going to make videos constantly for you every single day. If they make moves, if they don't make moves, we will cover it for you.
Absolutely. Same goes here on the Bills Breakdown as well. We got 850 people watching. If you want free Bills content every single day, whether it be injury news, game previews, game recaps, takes about what's going on about the team, trade rumors, even though that's wrapping up here soon, but so much more. We're also live for every single Bills game day as well, doing some watch parties. So subscribe if you love Buffalo Bills and you guys want free content every single day. We do it here.
It's not going to happen.
Nothing's happening. Let's go. Space Storm 65 saying, would you rather have unlimited bacon but no... What is that? All right. Doesn't make any sense, unfortunately. But you're on our jersey raffle, my friend.
Unlimited
Stick around.
games, but no games. That's crazy. Wish we could trade Z-Rob for Grub like I wanted, but I'll take a raffle for sure. Justin is an absolute ball knower. Justin was one of the first ones on Falcons to actually say, hey, we need to go out and get Ryan Grubb, and I am still fully on that Grubb hype train.
Absolutely. Jen Glore. What's going on, Jen? Absolute legend over at the Breakdown. Just going to pull up your super chat here so I can read it a little bit easier. It says, scratching my head on this. Guess they banking on Palmer getting healthy. More stepping up. Honestly, can't believe since they should be pushing for Super Bowl run, doing anything to help downfield. I know. They probably didn't want to give up 2 selections to go and get Rasheed Shaheed, and the Seahawks swooped in and made the deal happen. 4th and a 5th is probably too rich for their blood, and they're going to probably suffer because of it. I don't know if this Bills team is good enough to win the Super Bowl with the weapons that they have in place right now. Fortunate, Jen. Unfortunate.
2 minutes.
This is it.
Somebody's got to go make a play down the field eventually.
Somebody's not. They're not doing anything. Nobody's doing anything.
Nobody's doing nothing?
Falcons did nothing. Broncos did nothing. It's just crazy stuff, man.
Sleeper Bills tweeting out. Maybe the Bills wide receiver trade was the friends we made along the way. And we did make some friends in the Bills Breakdown today.
What'd he say? That's it.
We're done.
Yeah.
Bills fans, I appreciate you. Scott came in with a $2 super chat. Appreciate you there, man. If you're a new subscriber on the Bills Breakdown today, I want to shout you out as well. Type new in the chat here before we wrap up on the trade deadline. It's a minute away. If you're a new subscriber on the Bills Breakdown today, let me know in the chat.
We got one.
We got one?
Yep. Saints are trading offensive lineman Trevor Penning to the Chargers.
Trevor Penning to the Chargers at the buzzer.
So even the Chargers did something.
They needed O-line with Joe Alt going down.
Unbelievable, man.
DJ Storm's a new sub. Campoli is a new sub. Roger is a new sub. Shout out to you guys. Choop is a new sub as well. Jose Ortiz, a new sub too. Good to see you guys joining the channel, man. Free Bills content here on the Bills Breakdown. There's a couple of super chats came in for Buffalo, but a trade came through right before the deadline passed.
Dude!
Another AFC rival. Getting better. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is it. Brandin Beane does not make a trade.
Terry Fontenot does not make a trade. George Payton does not make a trade.
We got John Rossi tweeting about Donovan Dent right now. Nobody's tweeting about the Bills making a trade. Oh, not good from Brandin Bean today.
Not a thing.
Wow, I'm so glad NFL Network is starting their trade special now after the deadline's already passed. This is why you subscribe, folks.
They didn't do any coverage leading up.
Not a single bit. Not a single thing.
So bad.
This is just
The trade deadline is over.
over.
Alrighty, early this morning, your first trade of deadline day, Logan Wilson, the off-ball backer who had requested a trade out of Cincinnati previously, heads to Dallas. Gets his wish, but the Bengals only getting a 7th-round pick back for a player who could be a Pro Bowl type of guy.
Yeah.
Not good. Jakobi Meyers ended up going to the Jacksonville Jaguars, a first receiver trade of the day. Our wide receiver needy teams did not make a deal as it stands right now, and Meyers goes to Jacksonville for a 4th and a 6th-round pick. He had also requested a trade out. Sauce Gardner, the bombshell of
Unbelievable.
the day, continues to shock us here as he goes for 2 first-round picks and A.D. Mitchell here, who was drafted in the first round a couple of years ago. Getting a new change of scenery here at the receiver spot. The Jets giving away an all-pro cornerback, one of the best in the league, and the Colts loading up atop the AFC.
Yep.
Rasheed Shaheed is your second and final wide receiver trade so far of the day. Another player who went for kind of a similar package to Jakobi Meyers, a 4th and a 5th-round pick here. True field stretcher, going to just add tons of new elements for that Seattle offense and potentially be a special teams player as well. I wanted him for the Bills. Moose wanted him for the Broncos. He lands in the Pacific Northwest. The Bears make a trade along their defensive line, getting Joe Tryon here. A 6th and 7th-round pick swap for some depth along the defensive line as the Bears badly need help on their front. Speaking of fronts, I mean, oh my goodness. The Jets with a fire sale here, trading their 2 top defensive players in Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams in exchange for a 1st-round pick, a 2nd-round pick, and a former 1st-round pick in Mozzie Smith, a D tackle over from the Dallas Cowboys. Another blockbuster deal. The Jets load up, get 5 firsts over the next 2 seasons, and some 2nd-round draft capital, as well as some former players who were drafted in the 1st round in the past few seasons. And then the final trade, right before the buzzer came in, Chargers getting Trevor Penning after Joe Alt goes down. Rashawn Slater obviously out for the year as well. The Saints going to probably receive maybe a 6-7 pick swap or maybe a 7th-round pick in exchange for Penning.
It's just frustrating if you're a fan of anybody that we cover here, Bills, Broncos, Falcons, because all of these teams have opportunities to either get better now or get better for the future, and they chose not to do any of that. I know Broncos fans are going to sit there and say to themselves, we're fine with what we've got, and that might be true, but I hope it doesn't come back to bite you in the butt. That's all I got to say. If you had to grade the trade deadline, what would you say? I thought it was fun at first, and in the last hour and 40 minutes, it was just nothing. So I'll give it a B, Smitty, but it's about all I can give it.
I'd still probably give it a B+, just due to the marquee names that were dealt today. You had some of the guys who have been in trade rumor mills, and Jakobi Meyers and Rasheed Shaheed go. Logan Wilson as well was a name that was long rumored to get dealt. But you also had some all-pro level players in Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner find new teams today, teams that are trying to contend in their respective conferences.
Yep, no doubt. No doubt at all. I'm going to go with the B, but get your grades down in the comment section down below. If you're in the live chat right now for Falcons, Broncos, or Bills, or still on our main channel, make sure you give your grades down in the live chat below.
The Orioles and the Cubs made a trade today, but the Bills did not.
What? And then jump in. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
Joseph, can't believe the Broncos really didn't make a trade. What do y'all think? What could they be thinking? I think they made calls. We have a bunch of sources now surrounding the Broncos saying they did make calls, but prices were too steep, so that means they definitely called about Jaylen Waddle, and it was too steep. Just the way the cookie crumbles. They felt like they didn't need to go out and make another move. It is what it is. Scott.
Coming from Bill, Scott, what's going on, bro? He said Bean's arrogance is holding the Bills back. I don't know if it's arrogance. I don't know if it's ignorance. I don't know if it's just blind belief in what the Bills have on their team. But, yeah, they didn't make a deal.
Completely agree with you.
Thomas Jones says call a timeout. They didn't. They couldn't. Deadline's passed. It is over. Thomas Jones, it's another entry for you, though, in our jersey raffle. From Moose. Well,
I mean, at this point, it would have been to trade for. I probably would have gone out and traded for somebody like Jakobi Meyers or Calvin Ridley, but you didn't do anything. You didn't make a single move. The Falcons were dead silent. Same with the Broncos. Just crazy, man.
hey, at least with neither of our teams making a deal, we were able to stay here the whole time, give the people a good experience. You and I were able to chop it back and forth. It was a great stream.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Shout out to Smitty and Moose. Great job by them.
Yeah, first time
There you go.
doing one of these long
main
football streams at least.
That was your first time?
I've done some basketball ones. I've done NBA draft
There you
and it's college basketball, but first time NFL long stream here.
There you go. My last ask for everybody.
Yep.
Can we get 7 more subs
that'd be dope.
on our main channel?
7 more
So we
subs.
can get to 421,400.
Still got 1,300 people watching. 7 more people. It'd be awesome if you hit that subscribe button. Free content every single day. NFL, college football, NBA, college basketball when that heats up. We do it all here. And there's videos every single day. There's streams like this every single day. We're going to be live again later tonight for the college football playoff reveal.
Hey, guess what? The Falcons made a signing.
Oh.
They've signed Andrew Stuber to the
Stubby!
active roster.
Sturby! Everybody get the snaps for the Falcons. Good job.
So the Falcons sign Andrew Stuber.
Stuber. Stube. Welcome to the Hot Atlanta.
And they've released Ben Sauls from the practice squad, so a couple of roster moves for the Atlanta Falcons. Nothing significant.
Yeah, Falcons make roster moves at trade deadline. That's not a trade.
You hear that, Falcons fans? We made a move.
Falcons make multiple moves at the trade deadline. It's
A
not.
bunch of Falcons fans saying right now in the chat, who the F is that?
Who's Stuber?
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Oh, man.
Good thing we got a kicker today, though. I'll tell you that.
It's great. Great that we got a kicker. All good, all good. Appreciate producer Jack for all the work that he's been doing behind the scenes today, making this thing go.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
He was the engine behind this operation.
I will say, this is my first long-form NFL stream without having Sam next to me.
Usually it's a two-man
It's usually a two-man operation, but I kind of took the training wheels off today.
Love
so
that.
I feel pretty jazzed about that. I won't lie.
For anybody that wants to know who Andrew Stuber is, if you're a Falcons fan, he played 7 games with the Cincinnati Bengals last year and was released with that dog water offensive line.
Very
So
nice.
That's good to know.
Oh, shout out. We got to 400 as well. Let's
Yes,
go.
sir.
Hey! You got it.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. We're about to get into our winners and losers cuts on the NFL trade deadline. Smitty and I will take turns going back and forth. I feel like that's the best way to do this, Smitty,
I'd
on
say so.
winners and losers. So we'll just kind of go in every other order. So we'll start with the winners. We'll get into the losers. And if you are watching currently on all of our channels right now that we are currently live streaming on, if you see us talking about the winners and losers of this trade deadline, that is what we are doing. This will go out on our main channel here after the cut is over.
Jack, is it going to be like a winner-loser type deal? Straight winners and then straight losers?
Yeah, so I figure I'll go first winner or you go first winner, and then we'll just kind of
cool.
we'll go back and forth like
Sounds
that.
Sounds like a plan. I like a soft script as well, my friend.
By the way, if you're still watching on Broncos or Falcons, Moose_NFL is my handle on Twitter. That sounds good. Appreciate that, my friend.
So if you're doing the Omaha, do you want an intro then the VOD?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. No problem.
Appreciate that. On your way out from the Bills chat, we still got 340 people rocking and rolling with me. Give me a follow on X, the app known as Twitter, because that's what I still call it.
Oh, I'm pissed. No.
That's what I thought.
I'm just upset. I'm very upset. Both of my teams decide to continue to let me down at the trade deadline.
If you guys are on Twitter, give me a follow.
Yes, we are ready. We're going to get into our winners and losers cut here on our main channel. So if you're watching on NFL Daily or if you're watching on Broncos Breakdown, Bills Breakdown, or Falcons Today, that is what we are doing. This will go out on our main channel right after the cut is done. So if you see us talking about the NFL as a whole, that is what we are currently doing. We're going to go back and forth, talk about the winners and losers from the NFL trade deadline in 2025. NFL football fans, the 2025 trade deadline is officially behind us. Trace Mustak is here alongside Tyler Smith, bringing you the winners and losers of the 2025 trade deadline. We saw a multitude of moves being made, some big, some not as big. But I think we can all agree that this is one of our favorite days during the NFL season. Smitty, I know, agrees with me. And this is why you subscribe. Every single time any one of our teams makes a move, we're going to cover it for you with a video, a live show, or a short. So make sure you join the multiple family members that we have under the Chat Sports umbrella and hit that subscribe button. I'll start us off with the first winner of the 2025 trade deadline. I hate to admit it because I don't love them nearly as much as a lot of other people do. The Dallas Cowboys, they definitely got better on the defensive side of the ball. I think the best move all day would have been the Logan Wilson trade. It's crazy to me that you get a Pro Bowl caliber linebacker for a 7th-round pick. What are the Cincinnati Bengals doing? We will talk about that a little bit later as well. But it wasn't just Logan Wilson. They went out and beefed up that defensive line as well. Quinnen Williams, defensive tackle from the New York Jets, gets moved for a 2026 second, Mozzie Smith, and a 2027 first-round pick. Clearly, Jerry Jones decided, hey, we're going to go out and make this defense better. We still believe that with the way our offense is humming and the way Dak Prescott is playing, we can be a good contending team in 2025.
Speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, how about the guy who went to Dallas in that blockbuster deal, Quinnen Williams, as well as Sauce Gardner, these two former New York Jets that now find themselves in borderline contention status across their two respective conferences. Quinnen Williams lands in Dallas here. And yeah, the Cowboys' record doesn't necessarily say that they are a true contender in the NFC, but that conference is pretty wide open. That division's pretty wide open outside of the Eagles. A second team can make the postseason out of there. And now Quinnen Williams goes out and is going to be a force along the interior of that defensive line. Can rush the passer as good as any defensive tackle in football, as an elite run stopper as well. And, he lands in a real winning situation for the first time in his NFL career. And the same can be said for Sauce Gardner, one of the best corners in all of football. You could argue he's having a down year right now, but he hasn't even had a game where he's allowed 2 receptions to a single receiver so far this season. He lands in Indianapolis now, which is way more of a contending status team than Dallas is, and that now creates a dangerous secondary with Charvarius Ward on the other boundary. They have good safety play as well, and the Colts have looked like one of the most well-oiled machines in all of football. They now add what you could argue is the best man-to-man corner in the game in Sauce Gardner. These two Jets go from 0 all the way to hero in terms of their respective situations on their teams.
We're going to stick with the gosh darn Jets because, believe it or not, even though it might not look like it in 2025, they are absolutely winners.
Everybody wins, Moose.
Everybody wins. You get a first-round pick, and you get a first-round pick. The Jets are stockpiling draft picks. This was the smart thing to do. Why the Jets are not a good football team in 2025. They know it. Breece Hall knows it. Garrett Wilson knows it. So what are they doing? Beefing up for the years to come. Justin Fields, not the answer. They're most likely going to go out and draft a quarterback here and a multitude of other skill positions and maybe some other defensive players. If you're a Jets fan, you can rest comfortably tonight knowing, hey, 2025 might be one of the worst seasons we've ever seen, but there is good news on the horizon. Obviously, getting a player like Mozzie Smith, maybe you can develop him into what everybody thought he would be in Dallas, but you give away Quinnen Williams, you give away Sauce Gardner. Clearly, you're not expecting to be good anytime soon, but that doesn't mean that the future isn't bright. So shout out to our friends, the New York Jets, who admittingly not good this year, but in the next coming years, will be just fine. Now, speaking of just fine and beyond just fine, things that are really good, the sponsor of today's show is our friends over at Omaha Steaks. And look, as somebody who has a birthday every single year, I don't know about you guys, I do, I get this as a really awesome gift from my aunt every single time I make a trip around the sun. Omaha Steaks is delicious. You can enjoy grass-fed, grain-finished, extra-aged, UDSA certified tender steaks, juicy burgers, and more game day favorites like wings, deli-style franks, and brats, and Philly cheesesteaks with Omaha Steaks. They offer unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. You can also, like I said, get mouth-watering burgers, chicken, pork, seafood, plus delectable desserts. Just make game day delicious with the official sponsor of tailgating. Visit omahasteaks.com and get $35 off with promo code NFLDaily at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com and promo code NFLDaily, NFLDAILY at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details, all of that in the comments and description of today's video.
Let's stick in the winners category here and go to one of the receivers that was dealt on deadline day. Let's talk about Jakobi Meyers, who had requested a trade out of the Las Vegas Raiders at the beginning of the NFL season. And they had kind of said, we weren't going to end up dealing you unless we got a blockbuster offer. That didn't end up necessarily coming, but they did end up getting 2 solid picks for Jakobi Meyers here in the 4th and a 6th-round pick. The Raiders did, but Meyers now landing in a new situation in Jacksonville after Travis Hunter just went down. He's going to be on short-term IR here. Trevor Lawrence clearly needed some sort of weapon, and Jakobi Meyers gets out of a situation in Las Vegas, lands in Jacksonville, and it is going to be in a much better scenario than he would have been on the Raiders, where they're looking at a top 5 pick in this next NFL draft. The Jags, they're 5-3, could be looking at a postseason appearance as well. He gets dealt, he gets his wish, and the Jags get a little bit better as well.
Last winner, chicken dinner. The Eagles. Howie continues to surprise all of us. They just get player after player after player. I don't know how they afford all of these guys, yet somehow they make it work. Jaylen Phillips coming before today. Obviously, Tank Bigsby earlier on this season. Michael Carter from the Jets as well. Jair Alexander. They just continue to add players non-stop. They truly believe that being aggressive at the trade deadline helps their team every single time they get close to winning a Super Bowl. They did it last year. They seem to be thinking that they can do it again this year. If you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, in Howie we trust. If you're a fan of any other NFL team, you're wondering how on earth do they continue to get this done. I don't think the Eagles are the biggest winner. I'm going to say the New York Jets are, Smitty. That's going to be my answer. But this question is for everybody watching today's video, including my partner in crime, Mr. Tyler Smith. Who is the biggest winner from the NFL trade deadline?
Let's move from the winners to the losers list now. And we had Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner as big-time winners because they are former New York Jets. Well, Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson are still New York Jets, so they land on the losers list here. Breece Hall had said to NFL media members that he had wished to be traded here at the deadline. And once we saw the Jets shipping off some of their top-end talent in Williams and Gardner, netting some first-round picks, stockpiling their assets over the next few drafts, well, you would think that maybe the next in line was one of Breece Hall or Garrett Wilson if they wanted even more day 1 and day 2 draft capital. Breece wanted to be traded. He did not get that wish. There were teams that had kind of been in the rumor mill on Breece Hall there. The Kansas City Chiefs had kind of been linked to him over the past few days and this trade deadline cycle, but he remains a New York Jet here, and that's not good for his prospects. The Jets are not a good offense by any means, and they're not going to win a lot of football games, so Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson are probably not very happy campers at this point.
The next bit of losers. We're going to combo ourselves in this one. Wide receiver needy teams. Why on earth did no team of ours, the Bills, the Broncos, the Falcons, or any team that needed a wide receiver outside of, it looks like the Seattle Seahawks and the Jacksonville Jaguars, make a move, Smitty?
Neither one of those two teams were the ones that we had heard from the Rossinis and the Rappaports and the Schefters of the world making calls on these available wide receivers, Jacksonville and Seattle. Now, the Jags I kind of get. They dealt with a Travis Hunter injury. They maybe had to reload a little bit. But Seattle, they've been looking great on offense, and they just get better with Rasheed Shaheed, a name I thought would be an excellent add to the Buffalo Bills. You thought would be an excellent add to the Broncos. The Steelers had called on receivers as well. None of them get one today.
None of them get one today, and I don't want to ever say that the trade deadline move is going to be what puts you over the top, but I will say this. There is bound to be at least one fan that if one of these teams makes a deep playoff push and then loses in spectacular fashion, somebody's going to bring it up. You didn't do anything at the trade deadline, so it could come back to bite you in the butt. Let's talk about that last one, Smitty. I think we could tackle this one together since it's the last loser. I don't know what they do well outside of offense. The Cincinnati Bengals, what is going on?
Yeah, I mean, outside of bringing in 2 alpha receivers, I mean, and drafting Joe Burrow over number 1 overall, which was kind of a no-brainer, I would think.
Of course.
Record-setting college season. They do nothing right. They can't build an offensive line. They can't build a defense, really, that's worth a shit. And when they do have good defensive players, they ship them off for absolutely nothing. They deal Logan Wilson here for a 7th-round pick.
It's just insane.
I know he requested a trade, but you couldn't have gotten a 6th. Like, really?
Yeah. You can't tell me that 30 other teams, if you eliminate the Cowboys and the Bengals from this, would not have called and said, we'll give you a 5th or a 6th for Logan Wilson.
I'm sure Brandin Beane of the Buffalo Bills didn't even know that Logan Wilson was available for a 7th.
That's just crazy.
Bad business done by the Cincinnati
But the
Bengals.
Cincinnati Bengals will continue to bangle. They do one thing really, really well, offense. Everything else, in the toilet. But that's exactly why you subscribe, right? Every single time that we have a take on any move that happens, we will make a video for it. So hit that subscribe button and also tell us what's the best trade candidate that was not dealt. I think the answer is obvious for me. It was Jaylen Waddle. Smitty, you can give us your final thoughts on that.
Yeah, maybe a guy like Garrett Wilson, maybe a guy like Brian Thomas Jr., who was in a couple of rumors as well. But yeah, Jaylen Waddle, we heard that the Dolphins listened to calls on him. He did not end up getting dealt today. Who do you guys think it was? Let us know in the comments section. Make sure you're subscribed here to Chat Sports for the latest and greatest in the NFL the rest of the season.
Awesome. All right.
Dope.
That's going to just about do it for us. Broncos country, Falcons fans.
Bills Mafia.
Bills Mafia. 2 soups.
Run the races.
Broncos Bodes, my boy from down under, mate. How's it going? He's from Australia.
That was filthy.
That was really bad.
That was good. I thought it was good.
Oh, you thought it was good?
I thought it was good.
Oh, you thought it was good?
Maybe
All right,
he
I'll
doesn't.
take it.
Maybe he doesn't.
Well, maybe he's actually said it's not bad.
Okay.
He's like, as someone who lives in Australia, it's not bad. He says, don't stress, Moose. Pat Bryant is going to be a stud. Be patient. I know, but, okay. We're fine. We're good. Appreciate you, Broncos Boats. Rich. So I take it the Broncos didn't do anything. Nothing, Burger. Zilch. Nada. Nothing on Broncos. Nothing on Falcons. Nothing on Bills. Nothing from these two dudes right here standing side by side together.
Unfortunate.
That's all I really got for you until we hit this duck race or wheel spin, whatever we've decided that we're going to go do.
Jack, I'll leave it to you, my friend.
Yeah,
You get to pick.
surprise us. Duck race or wheel spin?
Surprise, surprise. It's coming. All good, all good. I know some of my Bills legends are in this jersey raffle. Thomas Jones in there a couple of times. Jennifer Glore. Vincent Clatter in there as well. Ryan LaRue. Got a bunch of names in there from the Bills breakdown. So hopefully you stuck around because you got to be here in order to collect your prize.
You got it.
Trade deadline. Give it a B+, but I wish
For
there-
us, it's a
it's an F.
yeah. I'm so upset. I just like, why? Why nothing?
Bro.
Why not a single move was made?
Bro, the Bills are out there running Keon Coleman and Tyrell Shavers.
The Broncos have Jaleel McLaughlin, who has 1 carry on the year.
Why is he
you
on the
couldn't
team?
even trade that for, like, he's our 4th string running back.
Why is he on the team? Get him out. Who's the 3rd string guy?
Tyler Bidet.
Oh, yeah, he was actually pretty good last year.
Yes.
So we got a Ducky.
Shuffle off
Jack's
to
gonna do
Buffalo.
a couple shuffs.
Couple shuffs. Couple shuffs, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it, yeah.
They could do
That's
that.
what I've been doing
So we don't have to
recently.
run. So we don't have to run multiple
Yeah.
races. Yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
Got it, mate.
And the Ducks are swimming for an NFL jersey of your choice. A minute on the clock. Who is going to come out victorious?
I don't know about you, Smitty. I usually don't start getting into the nitty-gritty on the call until 30 seconds.
Until 30
I like
seconds.
to just kind of let it breathe.
I'll
a
tell you
little.
what. If you are Jack right there, you do not want to be in that spot, and you do not want to be in football spot there either. You don't want to. You don't want to be out in front right now. Now, if you're out in front super early, maybe there's a chance you get, kind of
Right.
cramped up in the middle, and then you come all the way back. But
But then my boy Broncos Unchained takes an early lead, pulls a hamstring, and falls behind
Cramp.
in the duck race.
cramp. Here we go. 20 seconds on the clock, and you probably don't want to be at the front right now, Mr. Clown. Caleb, I don't know if you want to be there because we got some Ducks that are hungry, trailing
Oh my
behind
God,
them.
Here he comes.
10 seconds home stretch. Here,
Here
it
he
is.
comes.
Dig.
5,
dig.
4,
dig.
3.
Who's it going to be?
Oh my God, James did it again.
James.
Dude, he just won a T-shirt last week.
Whoa. We're going to have to investigate James for doping.
Yes, I've got James.
We're going to
I've
have to
got James'
investigate
info.
James for doping. He's a good duck.
James just keeps winning,
He's
dude.
too dominant to duck. So much
much
winning.
winning.
More winning than you've ever seen.
He gets another jersey. He's won, get this, he's won a shirt, 2 jerseys, and this will be his 3rd jersey this year.
Wow.
Swear to God.
He's a born winner.
He just
Born-
keeps winning.
again, investigate.
He's a big super chatter. I will give
Investigate
him that.
his ducks. Investigate his ducks.
James he's already in there. James, I've got your stuff. I'm going to send a double order for you. Bonick shirt coming your way and a jersey of your choice. Just send me a message on Instagram. You've got my stuff, and just let me know what jersey you want now on top of that, because holy cow.
Shout out
It
to
is.
Vince. Sent in that last super chat on the Bills. Little $2 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Yep.
All right, boys and girls. Broncos country, Falcons fans, remember to rise up and always be cool. Broncos country, little mile high salute to you. Smitty.
Bills Mafia, be good, do good, God bless, go Bills, and appreciate you guys for joining our trade deadline coverage today. Moose, it was great working with you, my friend.
You
Jack,
too, my guy.
Thank you for the work you did behind the scenes, and keep us locked in here at Chat Sports, man, for the latest and greatest on the National Football League.
Oh, and everybody
And
watching on NFL Daily, also, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your contributions to the channel, helping us get to 421,000 subscribers.
Legendary.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's
Legendary
a lot. It's good stuff.
We
Hey,
cooked.
We're cooking.
cooked.
We're cooking. The Broncos, Bills, and Falcons might not make moves, but you know what?
Chat Sports.
Smitty and Moose and producer Jack also, we make moves.
Just a
Hell yeah.
reminder for everyone on Maine. I believe we're going at 6:30 Central tonight, I believe. 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. Myself, Joey Peterson, Harrison Graham will be live for the first college football playoff rankings. Don't miss that. That's also a lot of fun, so don't miss out on that one.
Let's go.
All right, that's going to do it for us. As always, my friends, be cool.